91.5 WBIM presents Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks. Whoever you're with, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Just turn us up. Coming to you live from the Adrian Rondelou Campus Center. We are your destination for commercial-free classic rock to power your nights. Bruce Springsteen, Tom Petty, Pearl Jam, Eric Clapton, AC/DC, Zeppelin, Foo Fighters, Aerosmith, The Clash, Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, Rolling Stones, Soundgarden, Van Halen, and hundreds more. 5 decades, thousands of songs, and one show to rule them all.
All kinds of cool bands.
You guys rock! We are all request at 508-531-1303.
I can hear what I want when I want.
Every song just rocks.
So go get some food in the belly, gas in the tank, and prepare to make your Saturday night something classic. The Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks begins now on Bridgewater's own 91.5 WBIM.
It's 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack is underway. Welcome to it. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. How are you?
Oh, man, I am great.
Are you great?
Oh, I'm so good.
That's not good for any of us.
Oh, it
you
is.
realize that, right?
I know,
No,
it's
it
going to
should
be a
be.
scary night.
I'm going to have to pop a vertigo pill just in case I go nuts.
Go nuts.
Yeah, please do.
Donuts?
Donuts. 508-531-1303. Give us a call. We're doing classic rock until 11 o'clock. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can like us. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack, and you can search for us on YouTube, Saturday Night Soundtrack. If you do that and filter for channels, you're going to get hours and hours of entertainment that apparently will potentially make you cry
Yes.
with utter laughter.
You
At
can
least that's what
also
I've been told.
you can also find us on LiveJournal.
No, you can't. Stop saying
You
that.
can now.
Why? I'm not even concerned on account of the fact that nobody has LiveJournal, so it doesn't matter.
Actually,
I've
a
never
lot
even
of
heard
Woody
of it.
Allen is on here.
Like I said,
You know?
Nobody has LiveJournal.
Yeah.
I feel
I
confident
did it.
in my-
I did it. I put us on LiveJournal. You can now find us on Sat Night Soundtrack on LiveJournal. And then you can read all of our silly posts.
or all of Jared's silly posts, because I'm probably not going to be involved.
Richard.
So obviously a lot of big events haven't gone on this past week, or at least one big event. So we're going to try to lighten the mood. We're not going to dwell on everything that's
We may mention it once or
that's
twice.
going on in the world. Yeah, we're going to mention it once or twice, just out of honor and out of respect. But
We should mention it 3 times.
But we're not going to dwell, and we'll just
We got
move
6
on.
hours, so.
Well, if we mention it 3 times, it's 1 for each color.
It's one for if we mention it 3 times, it's one for each technical slot of a program that we have.
Yeah.
Or it would be also like 1 for each time that they saved our skin in a war.
Maybe we could play a song with blue, white, and red in the title. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that
Maybe
would-
we can play the 3 colors trilogy.
Well, if we did that, that would mean it's blue, white, and red.
Yeah.
That would mean we could play Red, White, and Blue by Leonard Skinner.
Or you could
It's
play
got all the colors, but
one
that's
song
American.
with blue in it, one song with white in it, one song with red in it.
Or I think that maybe we should just eat baguettes for lunch.
we can do that as well. We can do that as well.
Or croissants.
Everybody on.
Croissants.
I like a nice croissant. every now and then.
Croissants.
I've noticed that everybody on.
Oh, me,
A whole bunch of people on Facebook are updating their profile pictures to the
I know.
shading. I'm not going to.
That's why I'm glad I don't go on there.
I'm not going to do it for a few reasons.
not?
Number one being that I just don't want to be, just kind of following the crowd with everything.
Agreed.
Be the
Agreed.
Number two, I also noticed that, and I hesitate on saying this because this is the first offensive thing I might say in the program, but it's no mystery that we offend people here.
Well, of course we do.
No, that's our pedigree.
Potentially on a regular basis. So I will say that when people first started doing it, I noticed that I wasn't immediately able to tell the difference between the Paris filters with the gay pride filters. When you're scrolling through Facebook,
yeah,
they kind
yeah.
of look somewhat
Kinda
similar.
similar.
And I just don't. I didn't do it then, and I'm not going to do it now. I will pay my respect in my heart with a couple of songs that we're going to play throughout the night, and just know I'm with you. That's it.
Are you though? Are you really?
No,
You're
yeah.
here with us.
Yeah, I am. Well, you know what? I'm living because if we don't go on with classic rock, terrorists win. You know?
Of course, if they
But
disrupt our Saturday Night Live...
Do they know
then-
that for sure it was terrorist? Or like... Was
Yes,
it
they do.
Yeah, they do.
They absolutely do.
No, it was terrorists.
It was ISIS.
It was ISIS, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
Well, because I've been reading that, like, you know, it's like, you know, everybody's like, oh man, it's those damn people seeking asylum. Because friends took in a whole bunch of them.
Here's the odd thing, and you did hit on something right there. These guys are using the immigrant problem in Europe right now as a shield to help them get to countries that they want to go to cause this sort of mayhem. And that's what they did this time.
Cool. Well, not cool, but...
Cool. Sounds great. Entrepreneur. There you go. Thinking outside the box. Great for you guys.
Well, like, I know that Toyota is in a big mess with them now.
Well, yeah.
Because
Every
everybody's like,
video.
hey, why is ISIS driving your stuff? I don't know.
Every video you see, it's just a whole fleet of Toyota. It looks like it's like clear and present danger with the Broncos.
It's a damn Toyota ad. And don't they have a car called ISIS?
Yes, they do.
So, like,
They absolutely do.
like, you know,
Yeah,
what the hell?
I get you.
Koreans.
So, first big block of classic rock coming up. If you're not offended already, just give us time.
Hey, where's that
You'll
guy
get
that
there.
called for us before we even went on because we're that awesome?
Yeah, we'll get a song on for him too. Actually, within the next block, we'll play "Wild Horses" by Rolling Stones.
Good idea.
That's what he wanted to hear, so
Very
that's what we're
good
going to
idea.
play.
That's a
And
great song.
We like
anything
that
else you
song.
want? 508-531-1303. You listen to Classic Rock till 9 o'clock. SNS on BIM.
If your bed is in a small town and that's good enough for you, you're one of the only listeners who can hear us on an actual radio. Congratulations! Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
AC/DC is on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS Radio Show, wrapping up a block of classic rock. Had Tesla in there. Rolling Stones, by request, kicked it off with a twofer of Aerosmith. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Man, you know, I miss when rock and roll was actually rock and roll.
I like how Brian Johnson justifies it at the end. You know, he goes through all these reasons why it's not, it's not noise pollution. Then
Yeah.
he says rock
Well,
and roll
'cause,
is
like,
just, just rock and roll.
A lot of it now isn't. Like you go and put on a new rock and roll record, and it's like some kid just, you know, strumming away at one note.
Right, there's no such thing as a rock and roll record really anymore.
Not anymore. Like I
Pretty
think
much what
I
it
hate
come
to say
down
it,
to.
but I think maybe Jack Black was like the last guy.
I never understood the appeal, like, at first, and then I've heard some stuff. Some of the stuff is pretty good. Especially, like, even stuff off the more recent album that he just put out, Highball Stepper, great instrumental.
Yeah.
Lazaretto, I can get behind that. There's some stuff by him I actually do respect and like, and
It took me a long time to get around to him too, but like a large sum of the other stuff, like, you know, like the Kings of Leon. Like I remember reading an article when I was
I'm on the fence about them. There's some stuff from them that I admit I do like.
I
but
remember
it's
reading an
sparing.
article, and they were like, "These guys, you need to go see them live. You need to listen to them because they are the saviors of rock and roll." And I'm like, "All right, I'll check them out." And I'll put on.
I thought the Foo Fighters were the saviors of rock and
Oh,
roll.
apparently now, because they're like, "Well, wait a minute, maybe we're wrong about the Kings of Leon."
Let's tap the brakes a little
Yeah.
bit. We might have backed the
Well,
wrong
again,
horse
and then,
here.
and then you have my sentiments about, Foo Fighters, where
See,
I think there's
I
a
just
little thing
gave up.
missing.
I gave up. I got to a point where that's it. I don't need to listen to any of this new stuff.
Yeah,
There's plenty of
but-
deep,
yeah,
deep stuff I can find out there. That
Yeah,
I can
by and
like
large, yes.
Cactus, you know, Cactus is delicious.
This
John
stuff-
Zorn.
Yeah.
There's just
John
stuff you don't
Zorn.
realize that's out there. That band,
Yeah.
Big Star, that
Yep.
you saw the documentary for on Netflix.
And there's a ton of stuff
I
coming
mean,
out of Europe.
they put
still.
out. They put out some great stuff. You're reaching back 40 years now for
Yeah.
stuff you've never heard before.
Yeah, well, and then for you
enough stuff
last
to
week,
keep me busy.
yeah, like last week, Rob never heard of that Zappa tune,
Yep.
and then
I actually bought that this week. By the
you
way,
really?
yeah, I did.
Well done.
That's,
Well
that's
done.
the newest edition. It's the only Zappa on my iPhone, but I feel it's a worthy purchase.
You know
and
what I should
introduction.
do? He did 2 different updated versions of that throughout the
I
years.
meant-
I should bring in one of them.
I
so
meant
you can hear
to.
it.
I was actually going to go out and look for it in case anybody doesn't know what we're talking about. Last week we played. What is it called? Trouble Every Day.
Trouble Every Day,
It was from the debut album of Mothers of Invention.
1966.
Yep, and loved the track and had never heard it before, and went out and grabbed it on iTunes. As Steve had mentioned last week, that originally it was written because of the Watts riots, and
Exactly.
he had gone back. He'd gone back. Zappa had a couple of times and reworked it for different things that were going on in
Title
in the
changes
era. Yeah.
through the years. It becomes more Trouble Every Day.
Well, I was going to say that was the other thing. I was wondering if it was the exact same title and just redone, because I was actually going to go look for the other versions of it, and I just ran out of time.
on Apple
Oh,
Music
you know
you
what?
do it.
Actually, I have a live version in my hand right now from 1995.
There you go.
Maybe we'll play that in a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this album also has the version of Whip and Post.
Oh,
which
nice.
You
Yeah.
have to,
So
you
that's
have
going to
hear.
happen too.
All right, great.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we got good music for you today.
Oh,
Excellent.
yes, we do.
So 508-531-1303.
We
And
got
if you don't
French.
think so, you're a terrorist.
We got French music, too.
Give us a call. Let us know what you want to hear. We're doing classic rock until 11 o'clock, and I need your opinion here, guys. I'm just kind of using you as a sounding board. Do I or do I not ask Mikey D's thoughts about the
No.
current situations?
No.
Do I leave it alone?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, because I don't
Please.
want to hear again that my group is a part of this.
Even though I feel like it could potentially be entertaining, it could also be a powder keg.
It could be.
Absolutely.
He might bring it up by himself, and then
He
the
might.
decision would be taken out of my hands.
He's gonna be like, whoa, what happened? What happened? Well, what did they run out of French fries out there?
That's a horrible yet great impression at the same time.
It's like that borderline. Like it's almost there. It's almost there.
Borderline. Why am I doing it? Why are you making me? I don't know.
Borderline?
What is wrong with me?
Did we just hear that on the last block?
We probably did, as a matter of fact. 508-531-1303. Once again, if you want to hear songs that are not sung by Jared and myself, I strongly recommend that, and definitely give us a call, and well, we can make that happen.
Yes, we can.
So another block of classic rock coming up. Give us your requests. Let us know what you want to hear. You're listening to SNS on BIM.
Those major market stations have high-profile sponsors, hosts with 30 years of experience and over 20,000 watts of power. Well, we have a British guy. Check and mates. Steve Rimmer is on the Saturday night soundtrack on BIM.
Boston, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, wrapping up a block of classic rock with that one. Before that, had a twofer of K-bands. Had the Kinks in there and the Knack. Some live Frank Zappa. Kicked it off with Yes, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer, 606.
What a mixture, hey?
Oh, yeah. That last song, Hitch a Ride, is something you may be able to do with Jared Barbetta on Lyft. If any of you are on Lyft and
Can you request him by name? Or?
I'm wondering because
No,
it's like
you can't.
if you're out there and you're like, I'd like to get a ride and I'd like it to be specifically from a Saturday night soundtrack host.
You just gotta wait for this loser to turn it on, and then if you see it,
Yeah.
if you see my ugly mug in the menu, then you can, I want a ride from that guy. Yeah.
And hopefully you sound like that as well.
Because if I pull up and you don't sound like that, I'm leaving.
So last week we were, we ended the program and we left and we were standing around in the parking lot talking and Jared was just going back and forth on whether or not he was going to turn the thing on, see if he wanted to make some money, picking up some drunk folks, staggering out of the bars and everything. And I said, well, why not? And apparently he hung around here for what was it, like an hour?
An hour?
Then you hung around in the parking lot for an hour.
Which is strange in itself.
Nothing happened. Lyft then told him to head to Boston if he might want to possibly make any money in the next few hours. Jared said, F that, turned the app off, and then promptly just went home.
Oh, no, I drove home.
Oh, did you with the app still on?
I drove home with the app still on. Thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe someone wants to ride, like, in the middle of the farmland of,
And Jared's never heard
Halifax.
from again.
And then, I get to Plymouth, and I knew that I had, like, another hour before the Plymouth bars turned people out, so I sat there like a creep.
Like a yokel.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is great, just sitting here with my book, reading with my little light on, just waiting for someone to be like, I need a ride,
And again,
Like,
hopefully they sound like that.
I don't know, trial and error. I think I'm too old for this kind of junk. I think this is like
for this.
Yeah, I think this is something like for younger kids, like I don't know, that go on the medias and tell
For
all
the
their
teens
friends.
and the millennials
Yeah,
and the
I'm going
hipsters.
on the site because I want to see your ugly mug on it.
I got to turn on first.
The temptation, Steve, has been great on numerous occasions
call
for me to log on to this thing and to try to join up as a writer just so that I could try to link up potentially with this jabroni and see if I can get a ride. And then I realized very quickly that I had better things to do and would decide not to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I turned it on because I know that there's a dormitory like across the world from here.
Yes, there
and,
is.
I figured all these drunk kids are going to be like, man, I need a ride. Where do I go for a ride? I don't know. Let's go and do some Lyft.
I gotta throw this out there. If if your primary bread and butter here is looking to pick up drunk people coming out of bars and trying to bring them back to the dorms and whatnot, you realize that you're setting yourself up for the potential situation of very first person you give a ride to
Vomit.
right in your back seat.
Oh, I know that, but I figured the money I make off it might balance that out.
Nothing would balance that out for me.
Yeah, no.
I no.
That strong smell of stale vomit in your car for days. Never mind the pee. I gotta go. He'll never know.
Hey, I'm actually looking forward to the next time I got to pee because I love the fact that those bathrooms are down there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I haven't visited yet.
Well, go visit, man.
Oh,
For once, I got to.
now.
For once,
One
I
of them
got to.
has magazines for your perusal.
I got to thank Jared for this. For once, it's one of the few times.
machete reference.
One of the few times I got to thank him for anything. But I got to tell you, he opened up a whole world of possibilities by just showing me the fact that there's bathrooms just one flight of stairs down from us and through a door. I don't have to
show you the world.
I don't. Oh God! I don't have to jog down a hallway anymore. I don't have to. Oh, it's great. It's fantastic. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do they have hand towels, though?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They do. I don't know. No, they don't. By the way, they have the they get the paper towels just like they have in the bathroom up here.
Yeah.
You know what I really hate when you go in the bathroom now? And we do this at Wegmans where I work. They don't have paper towels in the bathrooms anymore because they're saving money. They're saving landfills because
Right,
the paper.
yeah.
But they have those stupid hand blowers.
Oh yeah.
It's
They don't do anything.
it's been scientifically proven hand blowers are worse than paper towels.
Right.
Yeah.
They
I don't
have.
want your germs.
They got some hand blowers at the hand blowers.
At the nail salon in the back.
It just sounds like there's something wrong with that. But they got some hand blowers at I think it's at the theater in Independence Mall now. Independence Mall the Kingston collection doesn't have
Well,
much of
was
anything.
yesterday.
Yeah, but they've got the hand blowers in the bathroom in the theater, and not only are they just regular hand blowers, they're like the Dyson aerodynamic ones where you're like
That's
sticking
the
your
one.
hands
That's
down
the
onto
one
the.
we use at Wegmans.
Okay,
I thought
they
that
have
was
those
a toilet
there, too.
once.
And you can see the water getting blown off your fingers into that little.
I
trough at the
thought
bottom.
I thought that was a toilet. I was like, oh, new future age toilet, not a problem, Dyson. Whoops.
Well, it's totally fine because someone from Lyft is going to think your back seat's a toilet before very long.
Yeah,
Depending on
exactly.
how.
I
and
doubt I'll get
want
anybody tonight.
And I want you to tell the entire story when it happens.
I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to order him to come and pick me up.
Yeah,
And he won't know it's
absolutely.
me.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to move before he gets there and call him again from a different location.
Yeah, I have to
Keep
wait.
doing that all
I have
night.
to wait 15 minutes before I can leave.
So many times I think to myself that I'm going to order pizza from his establishment just on the hopes that he may deliver it, and then I'm like,
I'll deliver to you.
And then once again, I realize I've got other things I'd rather do than toy with Jared's emotions.
No, listen, if you call me, right?
Yeah.
If you call my pizza restaurant and you get me on the phone, right? I'll give you a discount.
Be better.
Yeah.
Bloody hope so.
I'll give you I'll give it to you for like $4,
Bollocks.
and then I'll drive all the way up there.
Bollocks, bollocks.
Bollocks.
I'll drive all the way up there and I'll give you the pizza
All right.
right to your face.
That's great.
Talking
You know-
of that, we're going to order pizza again tonight, I
Yeah,
take it.
yeah.
The individual ones?
Yeah,
Good.
indies. Individual.
If you were to do that, the tip that I would give you would be dependent upon my list
be
of
purple.
things that. The list, it would go from 100% down to 0, and I'm pretty strict, so you may end up with like a buck.
You know what? You can't adopt my tipping method.
No,
Okay, pal?
I think I can. I
No,
think it
you
would be
can't.
the
I
perfect
have
irony.
it patented.
If anyone tries to use your cheapskate technique, you'll sue.
It's not a
Yeah,
cheapskate technique.
Because
If you think about it, a lot of things are actually done this way, right? Like, for instance, Rotten Tomatoes has a scale of 100 to 0. And then, like, for every time the movie sucks, it goes down and down, right? That's the way it's done. Like, and people look at Rotten Tomatoes like, that's the way I could, go about my my movie watching things. Everything that has a rating on it does it this way. It goes from 100 down. There it is. I do the same with the tipping, and if you don't like it, then, become a better server.
Just don't ostracize any other delivery people for us, though, because we're running out of options here.
Yeah, we pretty much are.
What are you talking about? I gave that girl last time. Here's the thing. Here's a funny thing. I gave that girl last time the tip, right? The decent tip. And then I saw that I had a missed call the other day at work. I'm like, who the hell is calling me? And my eyes must have jumped to the last call I received, which was on Saturday when we ordered the pizza. And I said, who the hell do I know in Fall River? I'm thinking, oh, maybe, I don't know, because the thing I do for the lodge, I don't know, maybe there's a member down there that needs help or whatever. So, I'm like, all right, I'll give it a call. Give it a call, and this girl picks up. She says, hello. I'm like, I've received a call from this number. Like, well, when? Today? Like, I don't know, 10 a.m.? I don't know. I didn't call anybody. I'm like, I don't know. This is not, and I realized what happened. I'm like, oh, this is the pizza driver lady. I'm bothering her.
Did you identify yourself in any way?
Nope. I was like, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, but his number will be on the phone, though.
I was going to say, what I was trying to figure out is if...
Okay, so we've got to choose some route to order from.
You were just saying, their ostracizing may have happened inadvertently.
Why? How? I was just like, I don't know who you are. Who are you? You know, what are you doing calling my phone? Get off my phone. And then she only called just for the purpose of letting me know that, the pizza was here. So I was like, right, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it's done.
Yeah. Oh, no, we'll go there. We'll go there again. Don't you worry. This is nice and all set up, so.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Another big block of classic rock coming
Big
up.
rock.
However
we're playing some big throbbing rock.
However you want to call it.
Look at him sweat. Look at him sweat when I say that.
We got
it's rock that just throbs. Make you sweat.
Allman Brothers, Peter Gabriel, and the Cars. All up next. SNS on BIM.
Saturday nights and classic rock. They just go together like bacon and hot fudge sundaes.
Whatever.
Just trust us on this, okay? Bacon and hot fudge sundaes. Yum. The Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
It's the band, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Vermer. You have not lived until you've been in a studio with Jared singing his own creative alternate lyrics to that song.
I'm glad he did it in the...
We're just not going to repeat here.
Good,
yeah. You can imagine what it is, though.
I have I
challenge you.
I have a vague memory of singing that song in karaoke somewhere at the Seaport in Boston years and years ago. You don't.
I remember.
Don't. I didn't
That's how I first met you.
I didn't even know. No. But as we know, even though I didn't know you at certain times, you could show up anywhere, like potentially naked in my yard. So, who knows? Who knows with Jared? It's 508-531-1303. Call us up. Let us know what you want to hear. It's Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. Mikey D showed up, dropped a record off, said I'll be right back, and we have yet to see him.
Yeah, I know, and he was later than usual.
I don't know.
It seems to be like his normal gig. I'm just going to show up at a bar, drop off some stids, and then walk away.
He said that, I guess he said that somebody else has the night off, so I guess he's doing this solo or something.
Yeah.
So I think this is our time to go just mess up a whole bunch of stuff and see how...
Yeah, well, we can't now because we're using a different bathroom.
Well, no,
Don't look at me all upset.
We're voluntarily using a different bathroom. We can change that if so desired.
Didn't start off voluntarily.
Well, that's true.
Jared.
Oh. Well, luckily we can be as loud as we want tonight because nobody cares.
What's going on down the hallway? Did you ask him?
Oh, no, he said that... I did ask him, and I asked him what was going on down the hall, and here he comes. And he said...
Oh, God.
He said, and I quote, "Something's going on down the hall?" And then he was like, "I think it's for tomorrow. I hope it's for tomorrow." So, to answer the question, Mikey D doesn't know. Hi.
Okay.
I just come by there again, and there's no action. Not even a mouse or an ant is crowding around.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because if there was a mouse or an ant, you're obviously not doing your job.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was...
Hey, wait a minute. I'm not pest control. Understand?
Well, if, you know...
I guess I would have to be if...
Right. If the place is clean enough, then there shouldn't be pests in the first place.
True.
This is my point.
Okay, understand.
So how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Oh, good.
How about you?
I'm great.
What about the other two?
I don't know.
No, we're doing fine.
All right, just one.
I was doing good.
I tend not to ask. I don't ask them how they're doing. I just assume they're... You know what I mean? That's their business. I assume they're doing fine.
They're here.
Yeah. They
right.
showed up. They showed up earlier than I did.
So what's going on up here?
Classic rock, regular stuff.
Rock and talk.
Yeah. We got Mikey D brought up some AC/DC, an album from the Bon Scott era, in fact.
Yeah.
Let There Be Rock. So we're going to hear a couple of cuts off that. We got one coming up next after this break, and then we're going to play one again, 9 o'clock hour or so, like we usually do when you stop back up.
True. Patriots.
So have you, yes, Patriots.
Bloody 8:30 though. Yeah. No, tomorrow. It's a night game.
You sure?
Yes.
That's 4:30.
I thought
Is it
it was
4:30?
4:20. It's like
Thank you.
4:25.
I
yeah.
was told incorrectly then.
No, it's like 4:25 tomorrow.
He had me thinking it for what? Now wait a minute. I got plans.
Oh no, I'm glad because I wouldn't be able to make an 8:30 game, but
Yeah,
4:30 I can do.
Yep, 4:30.
Beautiful.
4:25 officially. Big game tomorrow because it's going to be against the Jets. I'm sorry, the Giants.
Giants, rather.
Which is a bigger deal. Eli Manning, of course. And did you hear that Odell Beckham Jr. gave an interview? Came out and was talking about how the fact that he has a love-hate thing with the Patriots, mostly hate. And they sort of delved into a little bit, well, why? Is it because of all the allegations? And what he came up with was basically, no, they just beat all the teams I like. good
reason to
good
hate
validation
somebody.
there.
Yeah.
Good validation.
Now,
Odell.
he's a player for the Giants, right?
Yes, yeah.
Sounds like a college graduate. Beat the teams that I like. That's all you could get from him.
That's it. That was his main reasoning.
Another typical feather-brained imbecile. He beats the teams that I like.
What's the
Okay, continue on.
what's the record going into tomorrow for the Giants? 5-4 or something.
I
like
have
that,
no
right?
idea.
I believe it's 5-4. I'm going to look this
Well, we
up.
know the Patriots going into that game 8-0, right?
Going in.
Yeah, we know that.
Of course.
That we know.
So I'm just going to take a look here and just see. We'll check.
I'd rather see it 4 and 5.
4 and 5.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, they're probably going to after tomorrow. They're probably going to break even. So yeah, New York Giants are 5-4.
Okay.
So they're looking at a 500 season after tomorrow potentially if Patriots do what they've been doing all season. So
Yeah, which they will.
have to wait and
No, is
see
that
how
game
that
at
goes.
the Meadowlands or whatever it's called?
That is MetLife Stadium actually in New Jersey. So yep, and definitely confirmed 425.
So why don't they just call them the New Jersey Giants? You know what I mean?
Who else plays in that
Must be-
stadium, though?
Must be getting some money out of it or something.
Probably. Do the Jets play there?
Yeah, they play there too.
Okay.
So you got both of them.
So
in there.
they're just sharing the land then.
Yeah.
Basically what it is. Yeah. So that's.
Why can't they build a stadium in New York?
You would think they would, right?
You would
Because
think so.
I don't see a reason why they wouldn't. Other than the fact that the real estate's probably astronomical there.
Yeah.
They're probably getting a much better deal and probably
yeah.
tax breaks
What
in New
is it?
Jersey
Is
as well.
it New Jersey?
Yeah.
Yes.
Little father. Okay, yeah, the farther the better.
Yeah. Just build something. I mean,
Yeah.
New England Patriots used to be the Boston Patriots. There's nothing in Boston.
What
And
about 3 or 4
I find it
home fields?
I find it hilarious when they show, obviously when they show the home games, when the Patriots play, they do those breakaways at halftime or at the commercial breaks or so forth, and they always like to show a skyline. If they're not showing the stadium, they're showing a skyline, and they'll always show the Boston skyline.
Never mind what's around Foxborough.
Who wants to look at Foxborough? Like, why am I looking at a bunch of trees? Why am I looking at a forest?
You might see
What's
some
going
red
on?
squirrel and a few ospreys or something, you know?
What is happening?
Yeah, what is
I
happening?
don't understand. So that's it. That's about what's going on around here.
Yeah.
Anything good with you? Have you visited any of the people that you keep saying you're going to visit?
I'm going by earlier today, coming in here, going by, Tedeschi's there, that place around the corner.
Yeah.
I was ready, so I said, what's the sense? So I just kept on driving
Yeah,
by.
nobody there
Yeah.
listens to us. I can guarantee you. Nate
Hey, we
used
haven't
to,
had a
doesn't.
call yet.
No, we haven't had a call.
That's unusual.
There's something going on around here. You know what I mean? Is this some sort of early holiday? Thanksgiving,
Hey, wait.
everyone taking off?
I think I just figured it out.
What's that?
Look, we're in the middle of.
What?
The Bridgewater Triangle.
Oh, man.
Hey, where did you ever
Talking about.
dig up this non-believer?
Dug him up at Target years ago.
Hey, wait, somewhere in the Bridgewater Triangle, probably.
That's where you come from.
Oh, that we know. I think Rob will tell you that.
At least we
one.
can confirm that.
Yeah, that's the most definite.
So
From
AC/DC on deck. So we're gonna play
Which
that.
track?
So we got Problem Child coming up.
Yeah, my middle name.
You're a child, all right.
Child of time.
Now there's another good Deep Purple track.
Oh, you know that, brother.
Oh yeah.
Mikey D, classic rock all the time.
Do you just quote classic rock like everywhere you go?
I guess. I think I do.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So we'll hear AC/DC and
We shall return.
we get that going on, and then Mikey D will be back up around 9 o'clock hour. We'll play something else off that record too.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, go plunge some toilets. Get out of here.
That I will.
Nice. His Problem Child for you, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. It's classic rock till 11 o'clock. Give us a call, 508-531-1303. God, Slow Hand, whatever you want to call him. Eric Clapton at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack, that one was off his August album from 1986. And this is one of those moments. I got Steve Rimmer and Mikey D still hanging around with me.
Yeah, we might get a word in edgewise here.
Well, it's one of the. Well, ironically, this is one of those moments when I actually wish Jared was here because he would get this. I was going to say if anybody could tell me what the connective tissue is between the song we just heard, It's in the Way That You Do It by Eric Clapton, and Werewolves of London right before that
Is there
by
a
Warren
connection?
Zevon. There is a connection.
I don't know.
All right, you know about it.
It's
then,
a
right?
film. Yes, it's a film-related connection.
No, I wouldn't know.
Both featured in the same film.
Oh, okay.
I'll wait and see if Jared gets it before I
Can I just say the
blow
best,
the whole surprise. Yes.
the best bit of graffiti I ever saw? Remember the old phrase "Clapton is God"?
Yes.
But it was spelled with two P's.
The what?
It was spelled with two P's.
Nice.
I thought he's so much of a god they don't even know how to spell his name.
Oh, jeez. Well, you know what? It's the thought that counts.
Yes.
In this particular situation.
Exactly.
So 508-531-1303. Give us a call. We're doing Classic Rock until 11 o'clock.
We've had no English requests yet.
Well, we did
No,
have
none.
a request for somebody called in a little while ago.
Yep, we got some requests on deck, so we're going to be hearing some stuff peppered throughout the night. Also, want to mention that you can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can check us out on YouTube. Just search for Saturday Night Soundtrack, filter for channels. We'll come right up. Mikey D, have you been visiting YouTube with any regularity or frequency in the current semester?
Not Saturday
no.
Night Soundtrack.
No. That's a no.
I was up until
I did.
some weeks ago. You know what I haven't heard yet?
How do you
this
go on-
semester since you started?
What
I
is
haven't heard.
what is worth going on YouTube for if it's not to check out the Saturday Night Soundtrack? What are you doing on there? Watching
Not
videos
much.
of cats and whatnot?
No, the cats.
Porn.
Not much. We haven't been on there too much lately.
Porn.
not?
But I shall soon, real soon, because I love hearing my voice over the radio.
I was going to say, if nothing else, I always tell people, it's in your best interest because you're there.
Yeah.
So you might as well
and
check
it's
it out.
almost similar. You know, it's not the whole broadcast, but some of it.
Yeah, it's just us talking. It's all of the on-air bits that we do here. We can't do any of the music for copyright reasons. I initially tried because Jared tried to tell me this, and I was like, "Psh, what does Jared know?" And then I was thinking to myself, who's going to find out that this rinky-dink station here and this program that nobody really listens to on a worldwide basis is going to have music up there that's copyrighted? And I threw some videos up as a test when I was first trying this out before the semester. Lo and behold, YouTube would notify me within probably hours, if not a day,
Yeah.
that there was like this guy, and nothing would actually happen. They would just block the video. So I mean, it does no good. At that point, I would just take it down because it does no good because nobody can
Right.
see it anyway. But it's remarkable to me how they're able to find that out.
Who needs that when you got our big mouths to listen to?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'd love to throw it up there with the music, and I do have the. I keep all the tapes of the master shows. So in other words, all the tapes that I have of the shows are. I still have the uncut versions of the shows with all the music, and that way I can go back and listen to the stuff we've played, stuff we haven't played, and sort of get an idea as far as that is concerned.
Do you
I
do
just
that
can't
often?
a little more than I'd like to
Yes,
admit.
okay.
More than I'd like to admit.
To go back on YouTube and listen to that stuff every so often like I do, I just sit there and crack up. It's like nothing but complete madness and mayhem.
Well, apparently Steve's wife was
Yeah.
in tears with laughter.
We were listening
Oh,
to the Saturday before the Halloween show. I played that.
I feel like I now need to go back and listen to that program because I can't even remember what we were talking about. That was so damn funny. But
can't, but it was hilarious
'Cause
because
I
I was
like-
laughing too.
I'd like to replicate that kind of conversation if at all possible.
I think we do anyways without even trying.
It was way too recent to be about anal glands, so I know it had nothing to do with that.
That was a doozy, though.
With a retired Marine
the
who slapped
Marine
around gave the
slapping
bear
around
a
the
fat
bear.
lip.
Oh, we've had some experiences here. We get to find out our fate, by the way, on December 2nd, I believe.
Okay.
There's a potential that date may change by a day or so, or else maybe they just need to find another room.
What is that?
December 2nd is the date that they do the spring scheduling meeting here for BIM.
Coming up in a couple of weeks.
It's coming up in a couple of weeks. It's about what I thought it was going to be. I think it's almost exactly when it was last year. So it's right in when I thought it was going to be. That's the meeting when I go in and basically just hold my breath and cross every finger that I have that nobody currently associated with the station wants Saturday night shifts.
Good.
So I'll be in there crossing my...
Well, I think all that stuff that was going on where people were trying to get in, etc., that's all been in the past now a little bit.
I mean,
so
I
hopefully
guess-
people have forgotten.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. It seems like it comes up at the beginning of it. It seems like at the beginning of every semester there's
Yeah.
a little bit of a bump
After the
or a
fact.
hurdle, and then it sort of dissipates. So
Yeah, exactly.
I'm hoping if there's any bumps or hurdles, it's going to go along the same way. I will tell you this from my standpoint as an alum going to those meetings. And I probably shouldn't be mentioning this, but oh my God, it's like 45 minutes of boredom followed by 15 minutes of like absolute anxious terror as I wait on pins and needles to find out as they go through and it's very suspenseful the way they go through it, because they'll actually project a calendar up, and I think I've talked about this before. They'll project a calendar up on the screen and go shift by shift, day by day, and they'll start with Sunday, the first
so
day
you
on the
have to
calendar,
wait until the
and
very
they'll
end.
go all the way from left to right. And they'll do. There was one year, and it doesn't make it better either way you go. There was one year where I think they did all of Sunday, all of Monday, all of Tuesday, and then the last meeting that we had, the way they did it was they went like 8 a.m. every day, 9 a.m. every day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it was like not only did I have to wait to get to Saturday, it was like, oh, okay, well I locked in 5 to 7, cool. Now I got to wait and see what happens for 7 to 9.
Yep.
Now we're swinging back to 7. It's Sundays, and now I got to wait through that old garbage. So the whole thing is very suspenseful. It doesn't do my heart any good. So we'll see.
Or your nerves.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of health I'm in when I come back from the meeting. But hopefully, I'll come back from it with good news. So
Yeah,
we'll
good.
find out.
Should I write something in Jared's book while he's not here?
Yes, absolutely. I think you should. And just make it don't make it a page that he's going to go to right away. Just make it a random page so that he doesn't realize that it's
the
there.
winches?
Yeah. Actually, I'm not going to, because I
You don't want to write in the actual.
I don't
get
wanna
it. You
write
don't
in
want to
the
write in the
actual
actual book.
Yeah,
So just stick something in there and then.
done.
So where did he go? Let me guess. Old stomach. Going to go buy a couple pizzas for himself or what?
No, he's going to get our
we're
order.
already here.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah. With the order.
Wow. How did I guess that?
What the hell's this thing?
I'm going to explain
Pizza, Schweppes, ginger ale, and Coca-Cola.
So, Chessman's is our official sponsor.
Oh, great.
Nice.
They gave us this free soda.
Nice.
Very nice. So we got cups to put it in?
No, that's what Mikey's here for. We'll get some coffee.
I shall return.
There you go.
Did they give them to us just because we're great?
Asking you shall receive.
Yeah, because we order from them all the time, and we give them a shout out on the radio.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm like, hey.
Thank you, Chessman's. We
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
appreciate that.
Official sponsor of the Saturday Night Soundtrack
Oh, yeah.
program.
Our buddy Daryl is probably working up there making pizzas.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows?
knows?
I don't know who Daryl is.
But yeah, so, we
I'll
got
be
him.
back
Very nice.
with some cups.
Thank you.
He's so loud.
He is.
Jesus. All right, so we're going to go into a block of classic rock.
Did I miss
so we can-
anything?
Nothing.
No, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Okay,
Nothing
good.
at all, actually.
No, your name never came up once.
Nope. Didn't even talk about
Not
you.
a thing. No.
Classic Rock till 11 o'clock. Give us a call, 508-531-1303. You listen to SNS on BIM.
Call in your classic rock request now at 508-531-1303. If you don't, Rob Hicks will play a half an hour of Bruce Hornsby. This is your chance to save the town of Bridgewater. 91.5 WBIM.
It's Van Halen, Sammy Hagar years, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater, SNS radio show. U2 and B.B. King in that block as well. David Bowie, Nirvana, kicked it off with Rush. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Vermer coming up on 7:34. Steve, I got a question for you, and this does not apply to the David Bowie song that we played because you gave me an enthusiastic thumbs up as soon as I began playing it. But just a question I was thinking about in general. I was driving home the other day, and Rebel Rebel came on the radio, right? And I was, I'm enjoying it as I always do. And I was thinking to myself, I was wondering, Is there ever a point? Are there songs by David Bowie, being as much of an aficionado as you are, that you consider to be too pedestrian or too mainstream that you
yes.
don't like, too poppy?
Yeah, actually, the albums after, I think beginning with Let's Dance, and I think maybe 3 or 4 albums beyond that.
That's kind of what I was thinking of the Let's Dance time frame.
I didn't buy those albums.
Okay.
I didn't listen to them. Well, I did. I listened to them enough to be informed enough to know that I didn't want to buy them. Yeah,
it's one of those things where and it's along. I think it's probably along the same lines as me and the Doors.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jim Morrison, and I love the Doors, and I don't love songs like "Hello, I Love You." I can't stand that song, as a matter of fact. Love Me 2 Times, I'm sort of iffy on, or any of the songs that he did that were 2 or 3 minutes long, and you could tell were just made for radio. It's not my thing. And all the stuff that he did, the long tracks that kind of dragged out a little bit more, the stuff that's found its way onto classic rock radio now, but at the time probably wasn't like, main format type songs on the radio. Those are the ones that I really like, because those are the ones where he sort of comes across to me. And I was kind of wondering if I had a feeling that time period for David Bowie could potentially be the same for you.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting?
I stuck through all of the Philly soul eras.
Yep.
I kept with him for that, but no.
What's interesting about this conversation for me is that you and I always fight Rob to have like deep cuts.
Well, not always.
So it's just funny.
He's pretty accommodating.
Explain to me what's funny.
It's just funny. I appreciate deep cuts of Bowie. I don't need any of that pedestrian BS.
No, but what I'm saying, as far as, or when I was mentioning Jim Morrison, if you'll notice, I don't play a whole lot of the deep door stuff here on the program, because the program is designed towards mainstream classic rock. I love Van Morrison. I could play hours and hours of Van Morrison, 15-minute tracks, perfectly fine. Not for this program.
Yeah.
There's a format type thing that I don't know if you're aware of.
I'm not aware of it.
I stepped into the show with the intention to do mainstream classic rock, and that's primarily what we do.
I'm here to educate the people.
That's great. That's not what I brought you on the program for. I brought you on for comic relief, is what it is, and to order our food for us.
Yes.
He told me,
by the way, did we give a shout out for Chessman's tonight? Because my pizza's delicious.
Yeah, I've got
Chessman's, the official sponsor of the Saturday Night Soundtrack.
Steve and I got the same kind of pizza, and I've had so much meat in my mouth for the past 10 minutes, and I love it.
Oh, is that to do with the pizza?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't know. Mikey D was in there earlier.
Mikey D was here for a long time, huh?
He was.
He was today. Yeah.
A long time.
A little too long.
I got a picture of my wife sent me a picture of cookies, right?
Okay.
So
that's not going to help us, is it?
No. So I get this picture of cookies. So I respond back, they're just, or like she takes a picture of the cookies are in the store. Apparently she just was going shopping tonight. I see Oreo cookies with birthday cake frosting filling.
Huh.
So I said, because I like all sorts of weird crap like that.
Yep.
And then nothing. So
Nothing?
I texted her back about an hour later, and I was like, did you purchase those, or were you just teasing me with them? And then she was like, no, I didn't know how you'd feel. What? How do you not know how? Do you know who I am, woman?
How long have you been married?
How do you not know how I'd feel? They're chocolate chip cookies with birthday cake frosting inside them. I think you know how I feel. You've just now teased me with cookies and not come through.
She did not purchase them?
She did not purchase them because she didn't know how I'd feel.
You need to tell her to get out of that house and go back.
And she said, she basically said, it's one of those things. I figured maybe it could be really good or it could be gross. Well, let's find out. I don't see that this is a major we got to do our weekly grocery shopping tomorrow anyway. So I'm going to make my way to make sure those find their way into the cart.
Yes.
She's already got this goofy plan that starting after Thanksgiving, so starting on December 1st, we're going to no longer be eating carbs in my house.
Oh my!
We're not going to have
One
anything.
of those.
We're not going to have anything in the house that can be kept in the cabinet. In other words, like cookies, crackers, anything, all the stuff that would have carbs in it anyway.
What are you going to do with your cabinets then?
All that kind of thing. I have absolutely no idea. What am I going to do with myself? I don't. I feel like
you're going to have to start sneaking food.
I mean, this is the night that, she was like, you go into the show and you're going to have your food, with the guys and whatever. Mm-hmm. She's like, and that's great. I'm just saying here at home, we're not going to have any carbs. I'm dreading the hell out of this. And with no carbs on the horizon and limited weeks in which I am allowed carbs, You decide, I don't need these cookies with frosting in them because they could be gross. That's a horrible decision-making
I mean,
plan.
she should have gotten you the cookies and then be like, here's a consolation prize.
Correct.
You know, I'm going to tell you no more carbs.
Right.
And then this is what you're going to get.
Yeah,
it's
no,
kind of
no,
like when
exactly.
your wife tells you no more sex, but she'll give you hand jobs.
Okay.
I mean, I can go with that. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right in the
Good.
gutter. Right in the back alley, as
Bollocks.
Jared likes to say. Bollocks.
What's wrong with that?
Bollocks.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. We got some requests for John coming up, and we're going to have the first couple of those in the next block, I believe.
Bam.
Couple from Aerosmith, and then we're going to have some Joan Jett later on in the evening. We got some Thin Lizzy. We got
I
some
met her,
AC/DC.
you know.
We got good stuff. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you punch her in the face?
I tried to, but my first wife wouldn't let me.
Did you? I mean, how did you meet her? What was the circumstance?
They were playing in Jersey, of all places. New
Okay.
Jersey. What's the beach down there? Coney Island? No, it's not Coney Island, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. They were playing there on the beach, and
Okay.
we went to see them. And
What year was this about?
Oh, God, years ago. Kazim Sultan was playing bass for the Blackhearts at the time. And
Okay.
my first wife was really, really into Kazim Sultan. So it had to be 88. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And we got to meet him afterwards, so whatever.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Good.
And you saw her
Wonderful.
her shortness, and you're like,
Yes.
wow, a nickel stack is taller than you are. Come over here so I can pop you in the face.
I
Decent
like how
house with the face, but yeah. Go on.
I like how on this note that that Jared wrote for me, because Jared's kind enough to take the phone calls and write down the requests. But then there's always the fun part of reading it. So he's got John Jett, and he's got John crossed out with Joan written over. Oh, fantastic. So it was good to hear from John's mother, and good to play some songs for him. And, well, just looking forward to making his night with the songs.
Yeah, we make his week.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It's good.
Didn't she? So what did she say specifically? Tell us more about how people love us.
He listens to us religiously. He loves our show.
Nice.
He loves it. He's a big fan.
Keep it up, sir.
And it
And,
Thank you,
sounded,
John.
it sounded like you said that he listens. His mom had said that he listens from 5 to 11, which would mean that he tunes in specifically for this program.
Oh yeah. He tunes in specifically, and he listens to it the whole way through. He listens to all that crap,
So,
all of our offendings, and
good.
and our good talks and our bad talks, and yeah,
and there's been everything in between.
yeah, and there's everything in between.
So we're good.
So now-
It sounds to me like this is a good enough reason for us to be on from 5 to 11. What is going on?
We're watching videos of cats being afraid of cucumbers.
Oh, good.
They just, like, people will put them right next to their cat as they're eating, and then they'll just pop away, like, frightened, like, oh, what is that? And just,
That's
no,
fantastic.
this one's a good one. Ready? Wait for it. Oh, there he goes.
I mean, nobody can see it, so it sort of loses some punch.
Oh, ready here. You got two of them here. Oh, look at.
I'm going to have to try this with my cats. I didn't realize cats had this incredible fear of cucumbers.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Oh, this one's great. He goes. There he goes. Like a jumping bean. Oh, gone.
This is great radio, guys.
Yes, it
This
is.
is fantastic.
This is the crap that John listens to.
God love him.
You know, and you can listen to it while he's eating Chessman's pizza.
There you go.
Because it's delicious.
It is delicious. Thank you, Chessman's. Stay
Official
tuned.
sponsor.
Right after, just after 8 o'clock, probably around 8:05 or so, Jared Barbetta has a story to tell us.
Are we actually going to get to hear it this
Oh
week?
yeah, he's teased us with the story. Now let me clarify.
Now you get. Excuse me, can
Yeah.
I just add
Oh,
to
yeah,
something
yeah.
that you just mentioned
Yeah.
about your wife and the cookies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It totally relates.
Here's the polar opposite of that, okay? My wife just sent me a text, and I'll read it when I can bring it back up again. She goes, "Do you want me to make you a sandwich to take to work tomorrow?"
See, now that's a good wife.
That's a good
Well, no,
one.
that's fine. I mean, my wife will do stuff like that too.
Yeah.
She's trying not to encourage the poor cookie behavior.
Well, what's going to stop you from going out there and getting them yourself?
Well,
nothing.
Like I said,
Take that, wife.
We're gonna we're gonna go grocery shopping tomorrow, and I am going to resolve the situation. Is what's going to happen.
Slip it into the cot.
I have been known to slip it in without anybody even realizing.
That's only because she's asleep.
You ever say something and then realize
Yeah, immediately.
as soon as it's done, you're like, nope, it's out there now.
Yeah,
There's nothing
it's
I
out
can do.
there.
There's nothing I can do without that.
So the story that Jared's going to tell. So
Here we
again, About 8:05 or so.
Okay.
About 20
So
minutes.
about 20 minutes,
He's going
okay.
to tell us the story, and Steve and I know nothing about this story.
No.
Jared has teased us with this for about 3 weeks now, I believe, correct?
Yep.
There were going to be visuals, but I guess
There
we're
were
not
going to be
getting that.
visuals. There's not, and we're going to
Not
find
yet.
out what it's all
Yeah,
about.
it's still pending.
All I know...
Would have been a radio show
I've
anyway.
been
probably won't
reassured.
matter.
I
Let's
know
say that.
I know this much. I know that apparently it's epic and sort of creepy, but then at the same time, Jared was, when I was texting him about it today to find out if there were any developments, he said, yeah, I'll just tell it tonight. The excitement's actually kind of already deflating over time.
All right, well, real quick. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
real
yeah.
quick, right? And it's funny because this is just another part of the serendipitous moments that are happening with this thing. After we had this conversation, I've been replied to about the thing, and I've been told to keep the faith. Things will work out.
All right, well,
So-
just wait and
Yeah,
hear about
You know,
it later.
and I was like, all right, here we go.
So
Let's
we'll
just,
yeah.
like
So
an
we'll
hour
find out
from
at
now.
8:05, so
Bollocks.
it's 20
Oh
minutes.
my
It's
God, I'm
roughly an
burping.
hour.
I'm so excited.
Bollocks.
Oh, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't kill anybody. Burp.
Please don't vomit in there. SNS on BI.
Here we go.
CC to CC Top. We've got the biggest collection of classic rock in Bridgewater. You're listening to the Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
It's Queen 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. 3 minutes after 8.
I'm all excited.
I'm excited too. We wrapped up a classic rock block there. I just want to mention first we had a twofer in there before Queen of Aerosmith for John. Kicked off with Leonard Skinner, and now we've been waiting.
I guess I get this.
As I mentioned in the last segment, there's a story that Jared's been itching to tell us, and he's been tempting us with this and teasing it and all sorts of other things, and just
Let me just pull this thing
yeah,
up.
no, that's fine. We've been
What are you pulling out?
we've been
Watch out, sir.
been waiting. What is that? What the hell sound was that?
I don't know.
Watch out, sir. I don't know what that means. Steve, if you want to come in here
Not a clue. I might come in there.
for this segment, you're
Might-
perfectly
might be-
welcome to, sir.
I may have to do that.
So no idea. Again, I preface this by saying, as I mentioned in the last segment, that Steve and I have been given voluntarily because we told he's given us the option. He had said I could tell you guys what's going on, or I could just wait and save it for being on the air. And we both told him that we would just rather wait and hear the story firsthand, just like you listeners are for the first time. And we were hoping that there was going to be what?
Better be good.
We were hoping that there was going to be a visual involved in this, but apparently the visual is not
yet.
able to come to fruition.
Yeah,
but
not yet.
hopefully,
I've been told.
I'm hoping that whatever it is, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then you can begin your story. I'm hoping that the last, before the end of the semester, there's a follow up to this story in which the item does come to
Yes.
him, and then he can open it live on air, and that will be the climax of this this what's going to be a two-part story. There's going to be a cliffhanger here.
Yeah. All right. So
With that,
I'm a Reddit user. I use the social site Reddit, right? And it's like it's kind of like a thing where everybody posts a bunch of stuff. You can go to follow different threads and all this other stuff. Okay. So I because I'm a movie nerd among the many other nerdy things I do. I'm a part of the thing called the Criterion thread where we talk about Criterion movies and all that stuff. Right?
Yep.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this guy or girl or whoever just started posting all these weird, creepy photos. And the first one had a shot from what would be the Seventh Seal, and in it he has like a little poetry here, if you don't mind me reading it. And it goes, yeah, no. Hang on.
yeah, I'm waiting. I'm here.
Right, so it says, through night and fog, I witnessed halls of all mankind. I've dreamed with Tversky, and I've walked the shores with Bergman. For I am Criterius, Lord of Preservation. My gifts will forever flash before thee. So I'm like, and there's like a strange photo here. I don't know if you could see it from in there.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, where it's it's a character without a face.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is this? So I comment on that, and I said, what is this? What is this all about? No answers. Then all of a sudden he posts another photo of himself superimposed in with the film Red Shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And he asks the question, like, where do you suppose she got those shoes? I'm like, so again, I comment, what is this all about? And it put a lot of people on the thread into a tizzy, like, who is this guy just posting these weird, slightly, eerie, creepy photos? What's going on? And then he posts, let me get this going, sorry. He does another post, and thus said Criterius, all Criterion shall be marked down by half at Barnes & Noble beginning the 10th of November. Right? And this was before Barnes & Noble made that announcement that was coming. All right, so then everybody's like, whoa, all right, then you know, what's going on with you, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people were like, this is a junk post, blah, blah, blah. And I posted something like, hey, well, that's good news. Thank you, kind sir, for being so kind. All of a sudden, like, you can like someone's comment. So he likes my comment. Oh, okay. And then I said, hey, like...
You're getting creepy.
Right, it is, a little bit.
I don't know if it is or not. For me, it was.
It's getting very nerdy. It's nerdier than I realized it was going to be.
I mean, like, maybe I
I'll
should
throw that out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go on. Continue.
So you know, he goes on, and I say, hey, pal, like, you know, if you're so omnipresent, right, then... Yeah, if you're so omnipresent, then like why am I not getting my coupons or something? I was like, I don't know what's going on, right?
Nice.
So then he sends me a message. Let me open that up because I have it like all scattered. Shut up. Shut up. So he sends me. All right. So
could you have prepared this segment a little bit better?
Oh, I was like all over the place. You want to answer that, and I'll get to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I can get this all going.
BIM. Hello.
Hello. Oh, they can't hear us, can they now?
Well, they can hear me.
Yeah.
But apparently not. Hello. All right, continue.
Okay. See, that's another thing that's going to get me going, because I'll tell you more about that in a second. Oh, geez.
Try again.
BIM.
What was that?
Hello, Susan.
Mrs. Hayes.
You there?
She's not very good on the phone, is she?
So I guess, no, she's
You guys
not.
know how to work your phone?
Do you know how to work the phone? You might want to get your husband to help you out with that.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's up?
She got a request?
Not much.
Where are you listening to us at?
Jesus.
I'm not listening to you guys at all.
Oh, awesome. Woo!
Even better.
I love calling for people who aren't listening. What's that?
Damn errors on your app, and I can't get it up on the computer.
I don't understand why you're having problems, because Steve was able to come in here and he got it up no problem.
I pulled it up without a problem.
Well, hello, I'm in Plimpton, and I had problems.
Oh, you're in Plimpton, so you have no
There you
service
go.
whatsoever.
That's why.
That's probably what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That explains it.
That explains it.
No, it just kept coming up saying there's errors, so maybe I should take the app out and put it back on
Yes.
my phone and see if it works. But I
Turn it
still
off and
can't
turn
get
it on
my
again.
laptop.
That's always the best option, or just like you said, remove the app entirely and just re-download it.
Yeah.
So how have you?
I only heard, I was in my car at first, and I only heard Saturday Night Special, so I guess that was a good choice of music, guys.
It was. We normally don't play music that themed apropos. That just happened to happen. It's not like you tune on your show, you're like, oh, they think they're cute. Every Saturday night they play Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting,
Yeah.
Saturday Night Special. Isn't that cute, guys? No, that was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
It was a coincidence. You mean I said that's cute because aren't I the only listener right now? Or wait, I'm not listening.
No,
Yeah, but-
you're not even listening.
Yeah, no, but you know what? We have listeners who love the program, and they tune in every week.
Oh, well, very good.
So-
Very good.
So there.
Very good. So how y'all doing?
Oh, we're great. How are you?
Good. Mr. Rimmer, cheerio.
Ta-ta for now. Can she
Well,
hear
I
me?
shouldn't have said that.
I think she was saying hello to you. I don't think she was saying
Cheerio's
goodbye
the
to you.
opposite. That's like
Oh,
goodbye.
cheerio, tally-ho, chip-chip.
Exactly.
That's the only English I speak.
Yeah, I know.
The only English.
It's the only
I
English you
speak.
spoke for years. Ow.
So you heard about my semi-heart attack.
We did.
Yes,
we did.
we
We
did.
were concerned.
I was concerned.
I feel like Jared's retelling of it might have stifled some of the drama of it.
The drama, yes.
But
yeah.
I can imagine that was a scary thing. We're glad you're okay.
It was, yes, it was quite, I don't know if it was scary. I don't know. I don't know. What
I mean,
was
it
going
sounds
on.
pretty scary to me. I've never had a near cardiac incident, but I would assume that anything that you think is remotely that is probably a scary situation.
Yes.
It was. I couldn't breathe. My heart was racing. I felt like I was going to pass out, so I drove home.
So I drove home.
Yeah, there you go. It was a good thing to do while you're having a
So
cardiac arrest.
I just got in the car and drove on the roads.
Yes.
It's fine.
I left work, drove home to get my Kindle and my charger for my phone. And
Because that's what I would do on my way to...
and
just
then I
dropped my
proceeded to
book.
drive to the town hall to the ambulance.
Good.
So I felt it was better that was safer that way for the family.
Thing.
So it almost it's like a half thing. It's like you thought this was going on, but at the same time you had the mental capacity to go home and get your book.
Right.
And your
right.
charger.
It couldn't have been a real heart attack.
So you
my
didn't-
brain was working.
Right, and you didn't seem like you were in that big a hurry, quite frankly, to get to the hospital and get yourself checked out.
Right.
So in retrospect, I'm glad. Was it like gas?
I think it could have been a panic attack thinking about college.
Oh.
Being for 2 kids in college and
Yeah.
and all of that, especially with Emily.
I'm feeling a little panicked just thinking about that. I don't even have kids.
And and Emily will probably be going to a private school because she'd like to go to school for art therapy, and she'll need some special accommodations and stuff.
That just sounds expensive.
The Tuma.
Yeah. I don't even
So,
want to. That just sounds so expensive.
But yeah, $48,000 is a little bit much.
Yeah, I would say so.
For art therapy. So. But we do have Bridgewater State.
Yeah, you do. Woo!
So it'll be 2 children at Bridgewater State.
There you go. Make sure you tell them to listen to the program.
Yes, I will. Well, Elizabeth's phone. She's probably she's in the car. No, she's at her boyfriend's brother's soccer game.
Oh.
So, but I will make sure that double check. She's usually working on Saturday nights, but I'll make sure when she's not that she's listening.
I mean, if
telling
they're
all her friends.
if they're at the soccer game, they could probably listen to it on live stream or something.
Yeah.
Unless they're in Plimpton, in which case you're out of luck, apparently.
Right.
Yeah.
But we could always just drive like a mile to Carver.
True.
And we'll probably get it there.
I don't see why that would be an inconvenience at all. I don't see a problem with that plan.
Come on, kids, let's hop in the car. We're going to listen to the radio in Carver.
What is this, 1941? Just get in the car. You know?
Like the Waltons. Well, I sitting around at the radio on the living room.
Why do we have to listen to the radio? Was there a nuclear explosion? Just get in the car.
Get in the car.
Stop asking dumb questions.
You know how we roll.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Everyone's doing great. It was
we're
great
great.
To see
Yes.
Jared yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed me.
It was quite the treat.
I was in earlier
And
yesterday.
I haven't seen you around lately, Double B.
I go in there, but I was actually in there about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I hardly saw anybody that I knew.
Yeah, well, I was doing the Starbucks thing for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
For a couple of days, and I decided it is not for me. And it's part of it was that it was just so crazy, and I didn't know the drinks that I ended up taking orders and cleaning the whole time. So
people giving you.
I go over there and help, and I can make a mean caramel macchiato.
Was anybody giving you any crap about the red cups, or no? Or was this not when that was going on?
No, not at all. Actually, one lady asked. Actually, I had to help out a little bit yesterday, and one lady asked about it if people have been giving us a hard time, and I was like, no, we haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
We just had one woman asked. I think one woman. It was in our store. They heard that one woman asked to have "Merry Christmas" written on the cup.
Yeah, some dopes have been doing that.
So
they put there was apparently a thing out there on Twitter, and they put a hashtag like "Merry Christmas" to get sort of a rallying call to get people to say their name was "Merry Christmas." So people would have to Starbucks people would have to write "Merry Christmas."
You know what? Everything that we've been through in life, if people have to worry about a red cup,
people are just
go for it.
Yeah, people are just
you got
morons.
it real good.
When you just started to say go, I didn't know what you were going to say.
Bollocks.
if people have to do that, go for it. I'm like, okay. Wipe some sweat away.
Other things they can do, but I know this is on the radio, and then there'll be penalties, and the next thing I know, you guys are coming into the store because your Saturday nights are gone.
Oh, we've tested those limits before.
Yes, we have.
Come out
many a time.
We've come out unscathed so far, but knock on wood,
Yep. Last thing I need you guys is to be storming into the cosmetic department, all angry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no one's really, it was just that one woman, but I'm not there a lot to hear stuff, so.
Well, that's good.
But it's a red cup with the siren or the mermaid on it.
If anything, you guys it's in Target. People should be less uptight about the red cups in Target. They should think it's just some sort of store special design or something.
Yeah, I just don't know.
I don't know.
Don't.
People are morons.
Yeah, people are.
Pretty much
People
all.
are.
Pretty much all I know.
But
Jesus,
That wasn't even me.
I can't hear.
Was that Steve?
That was Steve.
Oh God. Anyway,
Mr. Rimmer.
Yeah.
I can't be saying that, can I?
No.
I'm just so used to calling him by his nickname.
Yeah.
So everyone's doing well. You all are having a good time.
we're great.
I was going to put in a request for all of you,
Do it.
but I'm not listening. Get it.
Well, is there anything we can play in
Nothing better than having a listener
about,
call.
Is there anything we can play
I heard it the
in your
other day
honor?
was David Bowie's Major Tom, and I mentioned this to Jerry.
Yeah, she mentioned that to me. Major Tom.
Space Oddity, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah, we can play that.
Yep. Done.
But you won't hear it because you're not listening.
Right, but we'll play it for you in spirit.
Play it for me and think about me. Maybe blog about it or put it out on Facebook.
No, there you go.
And
Because we do use the
maybe
Facebook.
I'll come up with some other songs. I was going to dig out my albums downstairs and find a very,
It's a scary thought.
a very, I don't know what the word I'm trying to think of, a song that no one really heard of David Bowie.
A deep cut.
Challenge you guys.
Yeah.
And then Steve would know which one.
Of course I would.
So, but I'm never
He's like-
waded into the basement to
Steve's
look at
like,
the records,
it's not
so.
Space Oddity, I'll tell you that.
So,
Well, it was
but
good to hear
you
from you,
guys
Susan.
have fun, and I will see what's wrong with this app. I'll uninstall it and reinstall it, and then hopefully I can listen and try and give you a call next week or the following week, and we can make this a weekly date.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan, guys.
Alrighty.
Well, miss all of you. We'll have to try and get together. It was great seeing you, Jared, yesterday.
Yes.
And you guys have fun tonight.
Alrighty.
Hey, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Susan.
There you go.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that was nice.
That was nice.
That was nice.
And Jared continues.
Okay, so anyway...
Have you had time to gather all of your resources
I have,
at this
actually.
point? Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
So, all right. So anyway, so he posted a thing, and basically I'm the only guy giving him, like, positive, like, posts and all this other stuff. And I said, like, if you're so omnipresent, then, like, why am I not being endowed with awesome things for giving you all this nice praise?
So you asked him why you weren't endowed. Continue.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so he basically then says, like, you know what, as a substitute, since Criterius is a generous God, Criterius would like to do something for you. My only motive is...
I'd be nervous at this point. But go ahead.
Absolutely. I don't want you bringing this box in, by the way. I've decided
that's
during the
happening.
story.
My only motive is to preserve, and I have a few things needing proper preservation. Provide an address so Criterius may send you a gift. Once the gift is received, you must photograph it and share your blessings from Criterius by creating a post on this thread. The title must contain my name and include each sentence within the optional text description paragraph. Criterius also is a prideful God and always demands appreciation. So, guess what I did?
Mr. Rimmer, at which
You
point...
sent him your address.
At
didn't
which
you?
point would you have just bowed out of this entire
way
thing?
before this point.
Yes, mine as well. So it would have been at some point before giving some kook on Reddit your address.
Yep. So guess what? I gave him my address.
Of course you did. Ha! And
Right. So I
guess
gave
what?
my address.
Nothing has happened.
Well, I mean, I'm getting to that part.
You're just hoping to God he's a long way away. And he's not
Oh,
gonna
my
come visit
God.
you.
Well, I was thinking, I was getting a little nervous because he disappeared.
I mean, the one question that remains here is,
with the box. Who's in the box?
I don't know. I'm dying at the bit because I sent him a couple of messages and saying like, hey, I don't know if you forgot about me or whatever, but like I'm still here waiting for this package. And then I told him like, hey, we got a radio show and I wanted to open up on the radio show and let the masses know. And that's why I thought like that. That's why
he's now included us two.
oh yeah, absolutely. We're accomplices.
That's why
before
I
the
thought.
fact.
So when the crazy guy with the knife comes up the stairs to
Absolutely.
get him,
Well,
then
all right.
we're
So
in for it too,
now you
okay.
get to another part that's a little bit, I guess, like for me, all this for me was like getting a little strange for me because there's some other serendipitous moments.
Yeah.
Right. So then you had this other thing, a couple of nights ago, because this guy just disappeared off the thread. You're just gone. Like no one knows what happened to him or whatever. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I got nervous. I'm like, holy crap, maybe he is coming to kill me.
Right.
Crap. But you know, whatever. I got a mean cat. They'll no. So anyway, so I'm watching. So a couple of nights ago, I'm watching Rosemary's Baby because it was an appropriate time to watch the film. Right. I get done with it and I start cruising the YouTube or whatever, and I see that this guy posted a video about Rosemary's Baby the same night I watched it. And then, like, it's that famous scene where the old buzzard is like, you know, he's gonna, like, wipe the world clean of all of its... And then the camera pans over to, like, what would have been the... you know, you've seen the movie, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
Well,
the camera
many times.
pans over to the gentleman in the painting.
Sure.
And then, but he has himself imposed into that, you know, superimposed into that. So I'm like, oh, okay. I just watched this film, and then he just posted this video of like that famous monologue at the end of the film when Rosemary, you know, spoiler alert, like sees that her child is there, and it's the.
I think it's fair when a film came out in 1968 that you don't have to preface anything with spoiler alert.
Who knows? I mean, people are wine
No,
bags.
I'm
People are
telling
wine
you.
bags.
I'm telling you.
Oh,
This is a rule.
the cup is red. Who cares?
Those people can relax.
Yeah, but anyway, so that like I saw that, and then I got creeped out, and then like little other things would kind of happen, and I'm like, and I'm not usually one to like get into the supernatural business of such things, but I got a little worried. So that's all. I don't know what's happening with this box.
What's in the box?
That's what we all want to know.
Yeah, I want to know too. I'm dying to know because, like I mentioned, he's made specific instructions on what to do when the contents come. So I'm like, okay.
Like what instructions?
Oh, like inside this box or whatever, I got to take a photograph of whatever,
right,
these things that are in the box, and I got to create a thread and then like all this other, and then like. There's going to be like a little piece of paper inside that tells me what I'm supposed to do with each thing. I don't know. I'm excited, and at the same time, I'm like, what the hell? I'm too nerdy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you get for interacting with people on Reddit that you don't know, have never met, and you just get
possibly don't ever want to.
And you just get hip deep into these situations.
Oh, yeah.
See, Jared, may I remind you that last week Jared basically said this is one of those things that happened because, quote, only the craziest things happen to me. Well, the craziest things happen to you, sir, because you're foolish enough to throw yourself into these situations. Yeah. Steve and I would have bowed out of this a long time ago.
Oh, no, I don't care.
I probably wouldn't have been on Reddit to begin with.
Why not?
Because I got better things to do with my time.
That's good.
I just no. Stuff like this happens. So.
Oh no, I'm excited. I mean, it could be a million things. It could be like, I don't know, some films. It could be a mummified penis. It could be like someone's dead foot. I don't know what the hell it is, but I'm excited for it.
What's in the box?
I mean, it could be anything. It could be a pipe bomb.
It could be a pipe bomb. It could be a photo of me in my shower. It could be anything.
Since you're going to open it up when you get here, I really hope
please.
It's not a photo of you in the shower.
I hope it's not a pipe bomb.
I almost
you want
hope.
me to pre-open it?
I already told you I did.
Oh, okay.
I already told you I wanted to we talked about this last week. I want you to pre-open it so that if it does blow up, it doesn't affect us. Oh, that's really all I'm looking for.
All right.
So we'll see what happens. And
I'm sorry you guys weren't excited about it. Whatever. I'm excited.
We were excited to hear what the story was, and now we're just concerned about your mental capacities and the fact that you're willing to throw yourself into this situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
This is absolutely terrible. There's so many things. Everything you've just said is basically a roadmap of things that people should not do online ever. You're a poor PSA for online safety. Basically do the opposite of whatever Jared does.
But what do I get? What's going to happen? Nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna get cool stuff or a knife in the neck.
What's in the box? That's all I want to know. So you're not going to be with us.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head in the box. Is nothing wrong with that.
What's in the box? So you're not going to be with us next week. So the next time we get an opportunity to find out about any of this, or you get a chance to actually bring the box in, it's going to be probably the first show in December. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fine. Somebody just turned on the light in there. Somebody's probably here. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
I did because I told him that we're going to be on the radio.
Well, that's your problem, sir. I told you not to get involved like this. I told you numerous times. We're going to get into some music for anybody who hasn't turned us off already.
Yes.
By this point. But give us a call, 508-531-1303. Going to do another, we'll make it up to you guys. We'll do a long classic rock block to take you through all the way until 9 o'clock next. SNS on BIM.
Hitting the bars or hitting the books. We'll make your night rock with Rob Hicks and Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack on 91.5 WBIM.
Traffic at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack wrapping up a big block of classic rock there. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. 908, hello.
Hello.
Got to do something about the hello. Got to do something about the chord management system in here. I keep rolling over these chords. This might be why chords break so often.
Stop lying down on the floor then.
There's not that much I can do.
Rolling over.
Doing my best. 508-531-1303. I can't remember the phone number apparently. But you can call us for Classic Rock, and we're on until 11 o'clock. Yes, it is in front of me in case I should happen to need it. I thought I could work off memory. Apparently I can't.
Nope.
Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack and search for us on YouTube. You just search for Saturday Night Soundtrack and filter for channels. We're the first thing that comes up there. You get hours and hours and hours and hours of entertainment from us.
Hours and hours. Hey, so speaking of hours and hours of entertainment, you mentioned that you've got some ranties.
I do, and I'm actually going to get into one of them right now.
Good.
So the whole,
I'm ready for a fight.
Obviously, everything that's happened, yesterday, and all the catastrophe and everything, and we try to put everything into perspective. I had worked on this rant before any of this ever happened, but I think this sort of puts these people even more in their place. Who the hell's all upset about Starbucks cups? We mentioned this with Susan.
Oh, my God.
You mentioned this with Susan on the phone briefly earlier. And why is it a big deal?
I don't know.
Starbucks is just a store for snobby soccer moms and wannabe hipsters.
Or part of Target.
Going in there who wants to pay $3, 3 times more for a coffee and get their red cup. Shut up. I don't understand the problem. I don't
understand the problem.
They don't have snowflakes on them. Big effing deal.
Who cares?
I don't care.
Maybe they're red for, AIDS. Who knows?
Who knows?
AIDS awareness.
And you know what? I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. Just go get your coffee there if you want to get your coffee there and shut up. Yeah. And the whole thing that happened
yesterday. It's a cup.
The thing that happened over yesterday in Paris and everything, I'm hoping that this has put everything into perspective for these people, that they realize that they have real first world problems here, that this is not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, just relax. Just shut up. The whole Christmas thing, and people putting hashtags out there, Merry Christmas, so that somebody will write Merry Christmas on their cover. You're a moron. Yep. Just shut up. You can just say whatever you want and just put whatever name you want on your cup and just relax.
Yep.
They're going to get it wrong anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're going to pay $8 for something that's going to make your stomach hurt and make you poop. Yes. Who cares? I don't care.
Yeah, can I gladly say here that I've never ever had a Starbucks coffee.
I've had a Starbucks coffee here and there, and when I have, my stomach hurts and I poop, and then it's over.
Then it's over.
It's not the best experience in the world, and
I wouldn't do it twice.
I prefer, I'm going to go to Mary Lou's every time. That's where I go for coffee. That's what I do.
Mary Lou's is great.
That's it. That's the only.
I tried Wegmans coffee this morning. It was quite good.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Mary Lou's is the only place that I want to go. I go to Dunkin' Donuts during the week when I go to work because I have to. But other than that, I have no desire to. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't care. I just don't care.
Somebody just delicately enter the studio.
Yes. I
Oh,
heard
yes.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Delicate himself.
the pitter-patter of light footsteps.
Yes.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing fine.
Oh, good.
It's Saturday evening.
Yes.
I'm on
Yes, it is.
I'm on
It's
BIM.
It still is.
Yeah.
Since the last time you came up. So what's going on?
The soundtrack.
Yeah.
Everything.
Are you okay? You seem a little winded and out of it. You're like, yeah, Saturday night.
No, I'm fine, believe me.
The soundtrack.
It gets
Oh,
me
give me a minute.
It gets me excited. Oh, everybody's moving away from me.
Oh, yep.
All
Smart
right, no,
men.
everything's fine.
Smart men.
Busy as all heck.
Oh, good.
But the building's so quiet
Oh,
tonight.
good. So you're not going to be here long.
It's the only hot air coming from this place is us. All right, so what's been going on since I've been gone?
Nothing. We've been doing nothing up here. It's
Yeah,
been dead
nothing.
air the whole time. Been doing nothing. We've just been slacking off. We actually went to dinner. We went out and got a couple, we went and got a bunch of drinks and then came back here. We're all sloshed right now, to be perfectly
Figures.
honest with you.
As soon as I turn my back, you go out.
Pretty much it. That's how it goes.
So any call-ins?
We got Colin since he came in. I think the last call we got was
Susan?
before he had come in. So I think that no. I'm gonna go with no.
No.
I'll go with no.
Sounds like a no.
Jared was asking me about rants that I had. Steve, I got to know. Let's do back-to-back rants. How's this? It's,
Sure.
Mike
I can
D's
go
here.
for that.
Great.
So Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. His name again, huh?
Yeah. So apparently he wasn't getting it done, huh? He stepped in for Ben Roethlisberger, and what was it, like a week or two? All of a sudden, he hurt his hamstring.
Thank God.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah. So he hurt his hamstring, and then he's been out. So there's a new. They've got a new number 2 now, though, because Ben Roethlisberger is back. He's back he's a primary quarterback again for the Steelers, of
Well, I've
course.
been telling you all along they should use their number 2, 3, or 4 quarterback and pull somebody out of the cheap seats.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what they did.
Good.
The guy's name is Landry Jones. Apparently, he was. I think he was a fourth. I think he was a fourth round pick in the draft in like 2013, something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, he has actually stepped up and become the number 2 quarterback to Ben Roethlisberger. The last game that they played, the game they played last weekend, I forget who they played, but Vic didn't even suit up because they didn't even want him.
Good.
Because he
Don't
blows.
want them, don't need them.
Yeah.
They don't, whatever.
Why don't you, you're a dog-killing sociopath. How about you just go to a halfway house somewhere and just forget about it?
I wouldn't have gave him a job.
Your
He
career
was
is
a bench warmer.
your career is over.
Yeah,
You're
definitely.
36 years old or whatever. You've got you're a felon. The whole thing is over. You don't even have a chance. Why don't you just kill yourself? Because at this point, you're pretty much at the point where you've got there's nothing else. You've got nothing left. You know what I mean? You
Simple solution.
you have made so many horrible choices in your life.
Put him in a pen with some mangy,
That was gonna
unvaccinated, flea-bitten hounds.
That's actually the best option yet,
Isn't it?
So, as I understand it, because I don't really pay that much attention because
Yeah.
it's a disgusting Neanderthal sport, but apparently when you're engaged in coordinating dogfighting, you have what's known as bait dogs. Bait dogs are the ones that they throw in there, the poor things, they just get ripped limb from limb. And
Well-
it's supposed to sort of entice and
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
it's supposed to raise the aggression and agitate
Well,
the
just
dogs
like-
that are actually
If
playing.
you don't use them for that, bring them halfway out in the ocean, use them for chum.
I'm actually okay
Right?
with the first option.
I'm
because
okay with either
my
one.
thinking is at this point now he's maimed because he's got this hamstring thing going on.
Oh, too bad.
Obviously, if he didn't eat, and if his hamstring wasn't all blown out, he sucks anyway. So all you have to do is just, like you said, throw him in a pen with something because he's obviously, he's the bait player now. He's the bait human. Just throw him in there and let him just rip him to pieces, and who gives a crap? Just forget about him and feed him the rest of the pieces and call it a day.
But then again, why waste hot air on someone like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We got a point there.
I don't-
We've said enough.
I don't understand why. And
What's that, buddy?
I noticed when I was trying to look up, when I was looking up a whole bunch of stuff about him too, when I was looking up on Google and I was looking up all these things, for some reason, and I don't know if this is an attempt to reinvent himself or whatever, but he's showing up as Mike Vick on a bunch of sites. They're calling him Mike Vick instead of Michael. I never saw him called anything other than
What's
Michael.
the site's about? What's he yapping about?
But I don't freaking know. Who cares? But it's all the news. It's the news reports about him. It's the news reports about him pulling his hamstring. It's the news reports
I
about
thought maybe he's,
No, it's the news reports about Landry Jones coming in and becoming the number 1 quarterback, basically over his head, and all that stuff.
maybe he's doing a plug for some cheap dog food commercial or something.
God, only if he's in the dog food do I care.
Yeah.
Feed them to him, and let's call it a day.
Hey, use them in the new movie Soylent Green.
Jeez, what a dirtbag. Knuckle dragging Neanderthal moron. You thug. Where'd you come
I think
from?
that's why I came up here tonight.
But just go.
I love it.
I just pull an O.J. Simpson, do something else stupid, and go back to prison for the rest of your life.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's pretty much where you belong. You shouldn't be walking around with regular people. You
get no disagreement from me.
You psychopathic imbecile.
Good one, though.
No, thank you.
Yes. Well done, that man.
I do like the fact that shortly during his very, very brief short stint as the main quarterback for the Steelers, that you apparently, Steve, at one point were watching a little bit of one game and just commented, you just posted one simple post on Facebook that said, Joe Theismann, please.
Yes, please.
Oh, wait, you guys will read my mind, because just moments ago I was ready to say, I'm not asking for much. Just a mere broken leg between the knee and the ankle.
Yes.
Yes.
That's all. That
Mr.
should be
Remmer,
easy.
you got a problem with that?
That should be
No.
easy.
No, neither
No
does
whatsoever.
Mikey D.
Nope, he's in full agreement with us on this one. And I think someone commented and said something like you were being really harsh, and you were like, nope, I'm really not.
Yes.
And,
You know what it is?
I'm with that program.
Some people out there just can't handle the truth.
Well,
Right?
there it is.
It's plain and simple.
Just a thug. So, in light of everything that's been going on recently, we actually got a threefer coming up of a band. This was a band that was it was the band that was playing in Paris at the time that everything happened yesterday.
Oh, good man.
The band is called the Eagles of Death Metal. Okay.
I just brought them up as well.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
So before and the name seems to suggest ridiculousness, but the whole point of it is it's actually an ironic name because they sound nothing like death metal. And I guess one of the guys that was involved in the band was playing a song for someone at some point and was trying to convince the other guy that it was a part of the death metal genre. And the guy scoffed him off and said something like, "Yeah, the Eagles of death metal, maybe." And he started thinking about it, and he said, "Well, if you cross the Eagles, like Glenn Frey, Don Henley Eagles, with death metal, what would it sound like?" And he tried to make a band that would sound sort of like that. And it's weird
I
because
can't even figure it out.
you know how you think about yellow and blue make green? I think Eagles and death metal equal punk because they sound a little punkish. You get a little bit of, you get some Ramones kind of intonations in there. You get some Clash in there. So I pulled a couple of songs from them. It's more of a, not necessarily, thank God that band actually managed to get, all of the band members got out last night from the venue that they were playing because it was actually at the Bataclan that got sieged. They were playing at the time, and they managed to escape out the back door there. So, I mean, tribute to them, yes, because they had to be there and endure it, but also more of a tribute to the fans that fell and were killed, and unfortunately, in the massacre there. And so, in tribute to them, we're going to play three songs, three from Eagles of Death Metal. They've only put out 3 records, to my understanding. There was we got 1 track off the first couple, and then the 3rd track is going to come from an album called Zipped Up. Which they actually just put out last month, which I'm sure is the album that they were promoting when they were doing the show last night. So we got a couple of tracks. It's not really yesterday and today. It's probably they formed in 1998. So the first couple of tracks we got are from late 90s or so, and then next track we got the one we're going to use to wrap it up is one that just came out last month. So going to play them, and then we got some AC/DC on deck from Mikey D that we're going to play after that.
Very good.
And that's the plan, gentlemen.
I like it.
So Patriots all the way tomorrow, late afternoon.
Yep, 4:25 kickoff, and it's happening. That's what's going to go on. So there you go.
Good.
All right.
And there's a Brazilian Grand Prix on tomorrow as well.
I'm sorry, there's what now?
A Brazilian Grand Prix. Just for those of you that have got taste.
What was Steve? Oh, was Steve saying something?
Man, you're rude.
And with that,
Yes, with
here's
that.
the Eagles of Death Metal. Coming up here, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. You listen to the Saturday Night
Stay
Soundtrack.
connected with these guys. Like the Saturday Night Soundtrack on Facebook. Follow SN Soundtrack on Twitter. And subscribe to the Saturday Night Soundtrack channel on YouTube. Now you can get as much of Rob, Jared, and Steve as you want. Anytime, anywhere. And who doesn't want that? SNS on BIM.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's AC/DC 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show, Let There Be Rock, from in the Bon Scott era. That one off the album of the same title that Mikey D brought in tonight. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Mikey D is still hanging around, and it's 9:35.
Yeah, AC/DC before the new guy, hey?
Yes, before the new guy.
Yeah.
Which, new guy since 1980.
Yes, he has been the new guy
Wow.
for 35 years.
Imagine that.
Still the new guy.
Still rocking and rolling and blasting away.
Still happening. The tour they've been doing has been phenomenally successful. Apparently, I've heard nothing but good things about it. People who saw them here, and yeah.
There's only really the two left now, isn't there? Because the drummer, is he in jail or under house arrest?
Yeah,
or
Phil
something
Rudd's
like
on
that?
Phil Rudd's on house arrest down in Australia or whatever.
Did you say he's in Yale?
House arrest in jail.
Jail.
Jail. I
Yes.
thought you said he's in Yale.
He is not in Yale.
No, I know that. Sometimes I get the two mixed up.
Yeah, no. Chris Slade, who was the drummer from the Razor's Edge era, which was 25 years ago now, back in '90 or so, he's touring around with them now.
Oh, nice.
He's doing the drums and he's going crazy. Angus is the one that's incapacitated, right? Is it Angus or Malcolm?
Malcolm's
Malcolm.
a rhythm guitarist. Angus is his brother, the lead guitarist.
Yeah,
Is Malcolm the one that's
he's incapacitated.
That's got
What's the matter
Yeah.
with him?
he's got dementia?
Yep, he's been out for a while.
As a matter of fact, Mikey D,
You
I'm
think
a
the
little,
loud music is getting to him?
I'm a little concerned about you because we've told you this a couple of times. But he's been having health issues for a while. They announced it.
bad.
They announced it at the end of last year. The album that they have coming out now, the album that's been out for a year now, Rock or Bust. It came out in December of last year. Ahead of that album, they had announced that Malcolm wasn't going to be able to do any touring to support it or anything like that. He was already having issues back then.
He's been with him right from the get-go.
So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. He's been he was one of the founding members, and
Jeez.
it's too bad.
Yeah,
So
the bass player, is he?
Who cares about the bass player?
I don't know if it's about him, but
I think he's Angus's brother.
no, that's Malcolm.
That's
I'm just talking
No,
about
I
him.
thought
no,
there was
there
three
is
of them.
there is a family member that's involved now. I don't know if it's I think it's a nephew.
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
Not
yeah, that's
entirely
what I'm
sure.
thinking of.
I think
That's what I'm
there's
thinking
I
of,
think there's
the
a
nephew.
nephew who's in it now,
He's the bassist.
who's part of it, and
Yeah, nobody cares.
And they're just touring around and doing all that
What are you
thing.
trying to say? Because he's a bassist, he's a no-name?
Yeah, pretty much. The only
In
bassists
some
people
cases.
care about are like Lemmy, Phil
Tony
Rudd.
Levin, Jack Bruce. How often do you want to just keep going?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Some of the
That's
best
idea.
rock
Paul
musicians are bass
McCartney, Gene
players.
Simmons. I mean, the list goes on and
Oh
on.
my
Who cares
God.
about Gene Simmons?
Jeez.
I don't care about Gene Simmons.
Jared does not like Kiss.
As far as I know, that guy's a pedophile like the other guy.
Does he like anybody?
and silence ensues.
Yeah.
508-531-1303. Call us up. We're doing classic rock until 11 o'clock, and every once in a while coming on here and yelling at each other, and going back off the air and playing some more music, and then come back and yell at each other again.
Yep.
So that's how it goes.
Yeah, where are the callers tonight? Apart from Susan and
Yeah.
John's mother, that was it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you know what I
pretty much
noticed?
it.
That Mikey D wasn't around the last time when we got like plethora of calls. So, Mikey D.
Plethora of calls. Wow, that's a mighty intelligent word. Where'd you learn that? From Bridgewater State?
Okay, what's happening?
Wow. That's quite intelligent.
I'm surprised you know the word.
I have no choice.
And
but to-
silence ensues.
Yeah. All right, so,
I
Rob,
sit back every once in a while and try to let you guys have a conversation, and it just
all right,
breaks
so
down.
What else is going on in the YouTube world? Any thing worth talking about?
So what about Isle of Wight Festival coming up?
Oh,
Guess who's headlining for the first time ever?
Who's that?
Queen,
Oh,
with Adam Lambert
Yeah.
doing the vocals.
I've been hearing rumors that they're going to get into the studio with that guy.
They should. He works very well with them.
Yeah. Brian
Yeah.
May, I think it was Brian May that was like, we don't want this kid in it because because
what are they going to
he's,
put in it?
he's like 30 something or other, like he's in his young 30s, and they're like he won a TV show or he was going to win a TV show. We don't really
is
want
it
that.
like an American Idol type deal or
Yeah.
something?
But he knocks it out of the park.
He does.
And people come out to see him. They're like all the time. Let it happen. And I think that's where the breakdown is with Brian May. He's like, I don't think so.
Hey, he's never going to replace Freddie Mercury. But
No,
the thing
nobody
is
can,
he's
but-
doing a fantastic job.
Yes, he is.
So then, and the problem in the story.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
If he's that good, what the heck? Brian May shouldn't have any disputes at all.
They just don't want it. They don't like, you know what I mean? They're stuck in the. I get Brian May's point of view to
Definitely.
a point because it's like kind of like, well, no one can replace him and we can't. But at the same time, it's like you also have to move on from that. So you can't be stuck in the past if you're going
definitely
to,
not.
if you're going to continue. I mean, you can if you decided to just call it quits. If Freddie Mercury passed on and then you said, that's it, we're done, thank you, it's been a great time, we're going to move on to other ventures, then that's one thing. But if you're going to keep the band going and you need a front man, who cares where he comes from? If he's great, he's great.
He's
and
doing
like
the
Jared
job.
said, if he's knocking it out of the park, then
Yeah.
you can't be stuck in the past and being like, he's no Freddie Mercury or he's not going to do this, he's not going to do that, because you've already made the decision to carry the band forward into the future as it is.
Okay,
Yes.
classic example. You got what's his name? Brian Johnson. For 35 years?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, but see, the thing with that, though, I believe, is that...
That goes back to 1980.
Well, no, I know, but, like, I mean, like, with
Well,
that, like...
It's not like there's not like a cheesy aspect, right?
Yeah, well,
Like
there's not that, and then there's also the fact that, like, yeah, AC/DC was around before Brian Johnson, but at the same time, that they're still developing their sound in such a way that, like, you know, once Bon Scott went, and they got Brian Johnson to fill in those shoes, like, they created a whole new...
Right, they weren't a rookie band, but they weren't a band that had been established 30 years ago either.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of Bon Scott, I guess he did a version of, you know, what's the Brian Johnson famous for, Back in Black, their
Yeah.
first album.
Yep.
Lead vocals. Somewhere on YouTube I heard, I don't know if I heard the whole thing or just part of it, Bon Scott, Back in Black. So that's, I couldn't believe it.
how is that possible?
Yeah,
though?
really,
Because
man.
I thought Brian Johnson wrote Back in Black.
I don't know, but I heard Bon Scott singing it, vocals.
weird.
I don't know if it was with the band or he was just singing it, you know, preparing it for the band, and all of a sudden, you know, he bellies up and takes the eternal dirt nap. So that's it.
Yeah, but that
you know?
also-
But
that
it's
was-
out there.
but
It's out. I've heard it. It's out there with Bon Scott. Dig it up sometime.
Yeah, I
Dig
think I'm
it
gonna,
up.
because I don't believe you.
I'm gonna have
drunk.
to. I'm gonna have
This
to
was
look for
I fell into this about
Like, after
A
your
year-
fifth bottle of scotch?
Scotch tape, more like it. No, no. Hey, no, dig it up. It's out there. It was on YouTube.
As it goes very silent all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Everyone's
as
in
we
their
all
phones.
as we all start looking things up all at one time. Oh, ow, ow, ow. We're listening to this off Jared's phone. That's why it sounds horrible, by the way.
This isn't real. This can't be real.
Damn.
Is that him?
Myth busted. Myth busted. Sorry. That is someone that just happens to sound like them because
Because it
first-
doesn't make any sense. Because
does
Brian,
it say his name on it?
It says his name on it, but that doesn't mean it's him. It's not him. There's no way that's possible.
right? Because
No.
Brian,
And then also you got Angus Young like ripping that solo. No,
No,
sorry.
that
well,
wasn't his
because the
style,
whole
though.
point was that they wrote Back in Black as a tribute to
Exactly.
Bon Scott,
To him
but
dead.
they didn't even write it until after he was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just happened to dig it up.
Well,
I didn't say it was true or whatever, but I'm saying maybe they had it in the archives as, you know, they... No, listen, you cement-headed imbeciles.
No, but how could they have something in the archives, Mike, that they hadn't written yet? Is
No,
our
not
point.
in the archives, but I meant to say they were doing some recording, all of a sudden he dies, right? Yeah. You don't understand where I'm coming from.
I understand where you're coming from. You're not listening to what we're saying. They didn't even. There's no way he could have recorded it. He
Yeah,
couldn't
there's
have
none.
laid
Oh, okay,
vocals on
but
this
all I
song
know, I
at all.
happen to fall into thing on YouTube because doing some research or listen to old.
I fell into YouTube too once also too, and I saw that that they released like a movie trailer to Godfather 18. Jesus. And I watched it. And I was like,
no, you know what it
holy
was?
crap! Look at that.
It was Rocky 36.
Hey, Rocky 6 or 7 or whatever it is coming out on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
they call
Creed.
it. They call it Creed, but it really is just Rocky 7
Yeah,
as far as
basically.
I'm concerned.
Apollo Creed, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
'cause
his,
his
it's
son-
his kid.
With a Russian guy knocked his block off and he died, right?
Yes, that would
Yeah,
be the
yeah.
guy. The Russian guy knocked his block off.
Basically.
right after that, Rocky sang a song that Apollo wrote.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Wait, look that up on YouTube.
Yeah, look it up.
You know, I saw a
I think
song.
I said that backwards, but you get where I'm going with this.
You know, I found that I found an old video on YouTube of Robert Johnson playing Purple Haze once. It was amazing.
Didn't he sell his soul to the devil?
Yeah, I saw that on YouTube also.
Back in the 20s?
Here we go. Classic Rock till 11 o'clock. Give us a call, 508-531-1303, SNS on BIM.
Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks is all request. Call 508-531-1303. The classic is our parts. What we rock is up to you.
Bob Seger, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. You know who does a fantastic version of that song is I heard Glenn Miller's band did it once.
Really?
It's
yes.
incredible. Yeah.
I remember that. I heard
All
that.
right, I'll stop doing that now.
Yeah.
That joke might get old eventually. It's not quite old to me yet.
Not yet.
So,
I still have a few more like shows of jokes of that one.
yeah, we'll pepper them out throughout the program.
Yeah. You know, I know this is our last segment.
No, it's the second to last.
Second to last.
Well, I don't care.
The point in making a statement like that then in the first place.
Right.
Let's get to these rants that we're rudely interrupted with.
We've done three already.
We weren't actually interrupted. We did the Starbucks one, did the Michael Vick one.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That was pretty much where I was going.
Oh, I think I misunderstood everything. For a second there, I thought Bon Scott saying black and black.
One thing I did want to ask Steve about, though,
What's
is
that?
are we going to find out this week or what?
I don't know anymore.
Come on, guys.
They got so close last week a couple of times, and then they just backed away.
That's what she said.
Yes.
Last week's episode, you know, with like
Are you
the big
time out.
reveal.
Are you watching the program now
Did
again?
you see the episode?
Yeah, I watched the episode.
Okay.
With the big reveal where like I'm pregnant, you know, I was like, okay. And then like she made a statement where she's like, you know what? At this point, he would have given me a sign that he was coming back, so I'm just gonna let it go, and he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone. And then like 2 scenes later, she's cleaning off his name.
Right.
I'm like, come.
I think if you
What's
lost somebody,
with them
darling,
mixed signals, man?
if you lost something like that, you'd be mixed signals a little bit. You'd be going back and forth. I know I would be.
It's against her character, though.
No.
Yeah, because like the whole like when she's first introduced, like she's very like, you know, like
Disclaimer here is that Jared has not watched the program for 3 seasons.
Exactly.
I don't care.
So, well, we care because
if you want to respond to...
yeah, it basically it calls into question the validity of your comments.
Yes.
No, it
with
doesn't.
regard to character development.
No.
It does.
I'm sorry. Because, I mean, like, you know, if you're going to introduce a character's core and then back it up.
Yeah, but you haven't watched any of the episodes in between these two, so how the hell
again,
can you...
I don't-
come
I
to
don't-
this
You don't
decision?
know
Again.
what's developed. I don't
Again,
care.
I don't
Is his
care.
argument.
I don't care. Because here's the thing.
That's a great argument.
Like, you
I
know,
don't
you guys
care.
can have that argument all day, and I understand that. I understand, like, oh, you haven't been there through all these other issues that have came up in her character. I get that. That's well and good. But here's the thing. They back it up, all that stuff, in the episode, again, when she made that comment. And then just, okay.
Neither of us are buying it. Steve has completely removed his headphones at this point.
I noticed. Yeah,
He's basically surrendered
Go away.
the entire thing.
And then, you know, there you go. Well, that looks delicious.
I know he does.
So 508-531-1303. If you want, if you want to get a song on, we got another block. We got our last block of classic rock coming up for the evening. So again, squeeze it in there. We got 2 more songs for John that we're going to play within the next block.
Oh,
So-
what is that?
That's scones.
That looks delicious.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at images of British food on
Is that like
on Google.
Is that like some sort of fetish deal? I gotta look at pictures of English food. Oh, I gotta see English food. Oh, yeah. Oh, give me those scones all day. Oh, tea and crumpets. Oh.
I will have you know that you can buy crumpets at Wegmans, and I persuaded so many different... I should bring you guys some in.
Yeah, bring some in.
Yeah, you should.
Because everybody I've introduced them to so far has freaked out over them, so...
In a good way?
Yes.
Okay.
And they keep selling out. I go past it every day.
Make sure.
They keep the crumpets, and they keep selling out, so...
Oh, you know what else I was going to mention, too? And this goes under the category of... rants as well.
Yeah.
Why the hell do people think that they're worth $15 an hour if they're making minimum wage? Like, you see these people as fools? They want minimum wage to be $15 an hour.
That's good. Here's my thought about that.
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, here you go. You might want to take off your headphones.
Jared has a thought. I might make up a new bumper just for that.
My thing is, like, I get it, right? Like, it's obnoxious. Like, you're flipping burgers for a life, right? Like, that's your life, and you're flipping burgers. You shouldn't have to ask for more money. However, in this world that we live in, things are getting more and more expensive as they go. Milk, I remember, a couple of years ago even, you could buy a gallon of milk, like 2 gallons of milk for $1.50, and now it's almost $4 for the same bottle,
And I'm not debating any of this.
So, that's my point where I'm like, okay, like, if your life brought you to only to be able to work at, like, McDonald's.
Right.
And maybe it's not, like, because there's some people, where it's deserved. You know what? This is where your life led you. Like, you do nothing to forward your life. So yeah, then you deserve to get nickels. I'm sorry, right? But then there's other people whose lives have maybe led them that way, where they can't make ends meet in that way. So like, where else do you go?
$15 an hour is excessive for a minimum wage. If you can't even do your job. I go to Dunkin' Donuts and I ask for a cinnamon raisin bagel and they give me a plain. I had one job. Get my friggin' bagel right.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, I have to hand them back the cream cheese. I'm sorry, I want reduced fat cream cheese. It actually says it on the effing receipt. If you were to look at it, you have one job to put the proper cream cheese in the damn bag. Do it right.
I get all of that, right? But
my coffee does not have sugar in it. It was supposed to have sugar. One job.
My thing is, though, I think that, maybe this is because I come from the wrong side of the tracks. Like, I've been on that side. Like,
I've been on that side, too.
But what I'm saying is like, maybe it's not so much their problem, like, where it's the management. Because if they're hiring people that just coming off the streets, like, I need it down, and you look like you got needle tracks, and, like, or maybe, like, you don't know what 2 + 2 is, then, like, I shouldn't hire them. But then you're like, I need people, And it's like, that's the problem, but I don't know, the way the world is going, and getting more and more expensive as we go on, then yeah, I get it, because like some people can't afford to get a job that pays them $14,
Answer the phone.
Answer the phone.
Yeah, I'm going to actually have to come in here and answer the phone while I do this.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Next block of Classic Rock coming up. Classic Rock till 11 o'clock, SNS on BIM.
Best reason to listen to WBIM on Saturday nights instead of your iPod. Size matters. The largest library of classic rock in Bridgewater is on. This Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. 91.5 WBIM.
It's 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack about to wrap up for another week. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. It's gone by way too quick, as it always does.
It has.
And apparently we found out that there's an exciting game we could have been playing this whole time.
I completely forgot it was in my bag. I'm leaving it in the bag. I'm bringing it the next time.
Bring it the next time.
Yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know, it's called Pass the Pigs.
Yes.
It looks like it's probably more entertaining than it should be, but
it's kind of a very entertaining drinking game also.
Right. Apparently you roll little pigs like dice, and then you throw them, and depending on how they land, you get a certain amount of points.
Yes.
I tried it for the first time and was informed I got 0 points. I called BS, and then it turns out it was true.
It was true.
How I did it, I did not get any points, and I use the excuse that I'm new. So I'll figure it out. It'll take experience. There's a learning curve involved.
But I was telling Jared before that when we got married in '89, I searched around this country to find enough sets to put a set on each table at the wedding.
Oh.
It took me a while, but I got enough.
Little favors. That's good. That's cool.
People enjoyed it.
There's a whole bunch of people out there from Steve's wedding that have passed the pig games.
Yes.
And here we are, two of his best friends,
Yeah, absolutely.
without any.
You
Nope.
could buy them in Target for years. They probably still sell them.
I'll reiterate. Two of Steve's best friends without any.
Oh, well, you can buy them. That's nice. I can buy a lot of
Oh,
things.
but if I was at your wedding 40 years ago, I would
Right.
have gotten a free one.
It's apparently our fault for being
Probably wasn't even alive.
I
Born-
was actually.
Yeah.
born too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, would I have been pushing you around in a pram, though?
I don't, maybe. Maybe they're still like shaking around the test tube.
Yep. Yeah.
Do I, am I without both of you guys next week?
You know what? You might be. I might get the stand up to call out.
I won't be here.
Okay, so
I have to do some wife birthday celebratory things.
So I'm going to give you a maybe.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Okay.
give you a maybe.
All right.
A hard maybe.
I don't need it hard. I just let me know how.
What are those references tonight?
Let me know how it goes later on in the week.
It
That
goes hard.
Hard.
I don't want it again, sir. Just you know what I mean. Just let.
Let it go.
Hey, I think we got time for one more rant. You want me to
yeah.
squeeze one more rant? in?
Sure.
All right.
Squeeze it in before, you know.
And then I'm going to run downstairs to use your favourite room.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
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 It's blissful.
Haven't been there yet.
So good.
Yeah, rant.
Have you not been there all night?
No.
That is remarkable, sir. I got to tell you. Steve, you and I are married.
Yes.
Not to each other.
Not to each other.
Yes. So,
We hasten to add.
does your wife have an issue with choosing where to eat?
No. She just tells me and I say, yes, dear.
I want that so bad. Like, here's the conversation that takes place every time. What do you want to eat? I don't care, whatever you want. Okay, number one, I know that's not true because I can think of a handful of places off the top of my head where she just won't want to eat. So why would I? So yeah, well, I mean, she likes Burger King, but I mean, my point is like Red Robin. Like she wouldn't like Red Robin. I
don't like it.
I got no problem with Red Robin. I would
do.
go there. But point being is that I'm not. And the thing is, like, I can get anything anywhere. Like, you know how places are set up.
Yeah.
Like, I could go to a seafood place if she wanted seafood, and I could find a burger on the menu.
Yeah, of
Bro.
course
I don't
you
eat
could.
seafood.
Yeah, no.
So wherever we go, I'm going to find something. But so it goes back and forth. What do you want? I don't care. Well, you pay. Okay. And then there have been times, and I do my best not to lose my poop. But there have been times where we've gone places, and it's very evident by the direction in which I'm driving that where I'm going to go. You know what I mean? It's kind of a foregone conclusion of the places I'm going to go. So I get in the parking lot, I start driving around, and I'm looking for a spot, and I'm like, wow, there's less spots than I thought. And she'll say, oh, that's fine, because I didn't really want to go here anyway. Why didn't you bloody tell me before we drove all the way to the... Bollocks.
Yes.
I don't understand what just tell me where you want. And then I feel like it's like voting in the country. Like, if you don't tell me where you want to go, you lose all right to bitch when where we go is not where you want, or you get something that sucks.
Where do you want to go for dinner?
Oh,
Where do
whatever
you
the
want to
case
go?
is.
Okay, we're going to go here. I didn't want to go here.
That's exactly how the conversation goes, almost every time. And then there's finger pointing. Well, I picked last time. I don't care. I want to know.
Yeah.
The only thing I get is the multiple changes of mind when we are discussing where to go. I mean, we're usually along the same lines. We like the same places, no big deal. But she'll say, so you want to go to so-and-so's? And I'll say, well, yes. And then I'll say, but I'll wait until you've changed your mind 5 times. And then I'll know where I'm going to go.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Like, I don't know. I don't find it to be that big a deal. And like I said, it's
like sometimes it's a tactic to like for you to make you pick. Like I want my man to like decide to make a decision.
Well, you know what? Then you shouldn't be so picky about what you eat.
But then you do it, and then you make the decision, and then they still turn on. I don't want to go here.
Right. Exactly.
I don't want to go
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Then why did you give me the choice to make the decision?
Correct.
I made the decision. I'm now a man. I've made a decision.
Right.
Yes.
And now here you are.
Got the bollocks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I've never understood that. Sometimes it works smoothly. There's a whole lot of times when it does not. And I basically just every time I'm like, I don't understand because I am not the picky one. There's absolutely no reason for there to be this issue.
Yeah.
Want to say thank you again to Chessman's for giving us the free soda that we've now taped sunglasses to.
WBIM.
Did that even that never got opened? Did it?
It did.
Yeah, I think Steve cracked it open for a glass.
Somebody needs to take it
I
home.
was going to say, so what are we going to do with it?
I'm not going to drink it.
I won't drink it.
Nobody in my house drinks regular Coke.
Me neither.
We are up a creek here.
As much as we love,
Well, because I was about to say that if nobody had opened it, then
we could just give it to the kids downstairs.
Or, you're right, or just leave it here or whatever. Somebody's going to drink it because it hasn't been opened. It doesn't need to be refrigerated, blah, 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 but it's going to go flat now.
No, not if we really
it'd be
twist the
fine.
cap on real nice and tight. Yeah, I think that'll do it.
No, I could fart at it.
God. We are classy until the end.
Give it added gas.
I mentioned on the program earlier, right, that that our meeting is going to be on December the 2nd.
Yes, you did.
I think I put it on there too good.
So we're going to have, our final show countdown works out like this. So we're going to have next week's show. So we're going to have next week's show, of which Jared might
You're
be there.
such a Richard, man.
Thank you.
Jared might be there. It's a hard maybe. And then we've got the week after that is Thanksgiving weekend, so we're not going to be here for that. And then I anticipate probably 2 shows in
After that, okay.
December. I think it's going to be like the 5th and the 12th. 12th is going to be our last show.
All right.
No matter what, because that's how it worked out last year. That's how it's going to work out this year. So we basically have 3 shows, all of us together, and there's going to be 4 shows total after tonight.
Yes.
No, that's wrong.
No,
No, 3
shows total.
There's 3 shows total, 2 with all of us.
Yes.
I can't do 10:54. I
No,
can't
no.
do math. There's no reason.
And
There's
I'm
no
gonna,
reason for
I'm
me
gonna
to
go
have to do
find that
math.
room downstairs.
Yeah, you got to go find that. So anyway, thank you for.
It's not even that hard to find.
You should take Jared with you because
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Jared has gone with me for most of the. Jared has gone with me for most of the trips that I've taken down there.
I've been down there 4 times all by myself.
All by myself.
By myself.
All by myself.
All right. Well, that's the.
Don't wanna be.
Seems
Like
like
a Broadway play.
seems like that would be the cue.
I think I should have been on Broadway.
Believe that's going to be the cue for us to get the heck out of here. Saturday Night Soundtrack. We're on every Saturday night. It's classic rock till 11 o'clock. We'll be back next week. I'll be back. Jared may or may not be back. We'll see how it goes. Bye.